It's the Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Yo.
And I'm also Ron Bennington. Now, that song everybody loves, I have no idea what they're talking about, though.
He's head over heels.
Because he gets head over heels.
Yeah, something happens.
And then he's head over heels.
And then he's head over heels.
And then he doesn't know until he's head over heels. Juice, I need some juice for the thing. And it's a nice, beautiful spring day. And Gail treated us all to green juice. Well, not all of us, Vito. You're in the other room.
Yeah. I mean, all of us who have the morning meeting together. And by morning meeting, it just means hang out outside before the show.
Smoke like in school. We didn't talk about one thing.
Nope, not one thing. We don't usually.
But I'm going to guess that this green juice is going to have Chris shitting his pants. He's not used to any of these products. His stuff is meat-based. I saw him just drinking chicken gravy.
Delicious.
So these will be like your only greens of the week so far, I would imagine.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Of the year. He eats animals that eat greens, so that's all good.
Okay, that's good, kind of.
Chris, you were explaining something to me about the crazy bus guy in Toronto.
All right.
And I said, as soon as you started to tell me, I go, hold it for the air. That's as far as I go in the meeting. Don't tell me.
So they're looking into the man who ran over all those people in Toronto. They're looking at his social media, and they see that he's part of something called an incel. An incel is something men refer to themselves as online, which means involuntarily celibate. And he
can't get laid.
Can't get laid.
Yeah.
So he thought this would help him get laid?
I think what they're trying, what people they don't know what happened yet or why it happened, but they're saying that this guy was very angry because he couldn't get laid, and he also.
Let me see a picture of his face. That guy could get laid. That's his own fucking personality, not his looks.
Yeah, that's going to be based on his general weirdness, probably.
And that he was also like a fan of the young kid, the college student who shot a bunch of people. I think it was 2 years ago in Santa Barbara, who specifically said, "I'm doing this because these women won't sleep with me."
Man, I already don't remember that story.
Yeah,
he did a couple of drive-bys.
Did he try to shoot them or just society?
He was like targeting those specific women, but then I think maybe there were people who were.
There was collateral damage.
Yeah.
But he was targeting women who rejected him.
All right. So the incel thing. They want to get laid, but they can't.
Yeah.
And they're mad at the world. This is a generation, and you can see it in Major League Baseball. No one knows how to bunt, okay? So, look, you find yourself going 0 for 9, 0 for 11, you lay down a bunt. This guy needed to fucking look for a female incel. But they all want to fucking date porn stars.
That's the problem.
Guys.
That is the problem. And also, you know, prostitution does exist. You know, it's not a bad option if you're feeling lonely and you feel like you need to get the stress out.
It's the pee that turns me off. I've been reading about it with our president.
You don't have to get the pee treatment.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, even the prostitution, you're not going to be with a beautiful prostitute. You're not going to be
exactly.
You know, with Pretty Woman. You're going to be with a fairly scary woman who's like, do this fast. Come on.
Right. Exactly.
Come on.
But it's just like there are ways to make this okay for yourself. And you can lower your standards and have a nice connection with a person. You don't have to stay with that person. But if it's driving you so nuts that, let's say, it makes you violent.
Yeah, that can't even be the reason. I mean, the reason why he's probably he can't be around women is that he's fucking scary guy that would fucking, you know what I mean?
Right.
People can pick up on that.
Yeah.
A woman is going to be like, well, that really intense dude, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I'm not buying your fucking story. You're in Toronto. You know what I mean? That's a fucking party town.
That's a nice place. It seems like a cool place. Everyone likes it there.
Everybody, you know, the whole beach is like a big party. All the clubs are there. Go out. Meet a wallflower.
Yeah.
All these dudes are like, they fucking hate pretty girls. They're like, all they care about is looks and money. And you're like, why are you aiming at that one?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Aim at one that doesn't care about looks and money. Probably looks like you, or hopefully a little worse. You know, that's where you really get a feeling of superiority.
That's a sweet spot right there.
That's a bitch you don't have to call back. And then when you do, she's going to accept your lies. No, I don't buy the incel thing. Vito, you consider yourself incel?
Yeah, I'm an incel.
You aren't an incel. You're a gay boy who won't
I'm not
just
gay.
accept the... Dude, we heard you on the girl show.
I was just talking to women.
I think
Like a woman. You think women like that?
I don't know. I was
we
just
like him as a friend.
Thank you. And that's what makes an incel.
Let me set up a Grindr account for you. I'll run it.
I'm not gay. I'm just very effeminate. I was raised by a single woman.
You're a fucking young bear. I actually go so far to call you young daddy.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
That sounds better than an incel.
A baby daddy, if you will.
Yeah, leave it in. Get her pregnant, and then she has to be with you. I don't think that you're an incel.
Yeah, you're voluntary. It's not involuntary with you.
Yeah, you're a voluntary cell.
Lazily sell.
But that's what we're saying is like all these involuntary, like they are making a choice. They're choosing to do this.
Yes, that is right. Everything you're doing, you're making a choice. You know?
Yeah.
And again, just fucking square around and just fucking kiss it. Ball's running down the third base line. You're running first, and everyone's like, that's a fucking hit. That is a fucking legitimate hit, folks. No one knows how to bunt. Head over heels. I don't want to make a big deal about this, but I'm finally going home to Jersey to do stand-up.
This weekend at the Stress Factory, Friday and Saturday, there's going to be 2 shows each night, 7:45 and 9:30. Go to thestressfactory.com for tickets.
I'll tell you this, if the 7:45 doesn't go well, there won't be a 9:30. I'm back on the fucking train. Fuck this. No, it's going to be a lot of fun. It really will be. There's a thing up, Vito sent this in, and he put it as people in the hood react to magic tricks. This annoys the hell out of me because it's funny but this is David Blaine's bit.
Yeah, this was what made David Blaine.
And we all fell in love with David Blaine because he was doing card tricks up close for black people. And, I don't always want to call Jen in every time I have a black person question.
Yes. We don't have to, but I think it applies this time.
In this case, you hang out in what I think is called Duck Club.
Yeah.
So what is it about the fact that black people don't see the difference between card tricks and black magic? Why did they get so scared of a card trick?
That I've never, I don't know.
All right, here. Watch this. Turn it up, Chris.
Watch the King of Spades.
It's a card trick.
They're running away.
The key.
With cards with a billiard ball on it. Watch the billiard ball. You ready for this?
Oh! Oh, shit! Bro! Oh!
Now this, you're too young to remember this. This made David Blaine an overnight sensation. First of all, close-up magic is fantastic. And I'll tell you a guy who, Joe List, I saw, somebody did close-up magic to him on the street. And he was acting like, and then my card was in a grapefruit. And I go, no, it wasn't. He was so adamant that he had seen somebody break the laws of physics. I go, if that were true, they would not be on 6th Avenue in Austin, Texas.
Right.
They would be in a science lab somewhere. So you weren't even aware of this, Jen?
No, I've never heard of that.
All right, the next time I talk to you, it's something about that white people do. That's my promise to you.
Yes. And we'll ask you, why do white people do it?
Yeah. Okay. By the way, Jen's boots today, we should put on Instagram. They're the coolest things I've ever seen.
I know. They're What's That a Boot worthy, for sure.
I forgot about What's That a Boot. Perhaps the greatest blog in the history of blogging. Did I use the right word?
Yeah, that was right. Yeah.
I feel like it was a Periscope show, but I'm not really sure.
That falls under vlog.
Is that a vlog? I don't know.
Is Periscope Scope still around? I know Bert Kreischer uses it.
I think it's very few people still do it, but it was like an overnight sensation, and then
What do they do now?
Instagram Live.
Instagram Live, yeah, and Instagram Stories.
What's that mean?
It's like a short form vlog. It's like up to a minute long.
But it's a video?
But it's a video, yeah.
That's not a story.
It's
a story
like
should be written.
A snap, like remember Snapchat, but on Instagram.
I thought Snapchat was big and it's not anymore, right?
No.
It's because of Instagram. Instagram basically took all the functions of Snapchat and put them into Instagram.
That's why when you build one of these little startup companies, sell it immediately. Because they'll just take your technology and use it. I mean, I've seen Silicon Valley. I know how it goes.
They were offered a buyout too, like a big buyout. And they
Silicon
said,
Valley?
No. The Snapchat was offered like a humongous buyout by Facebook, and then Facebook just took their method.
You know, I remember about 2 years ago, Facebook bought this VR company for like $2 billion. And then I haven't seen them do anything with it.
Oculus Rift was the company they bought, yeah.
No, that was a transformer.
Oh, shit.
What I'm thinking of is a... You know you're just trying to be weird when you name your company Oculus Rift. What are you,
The future is Oculus Rift.
What are you, prog rock? This Broken Lizard movie, Super Troopers 2, I think they put like $3 million into it. Made like 17 million right off the bat. And a buddy of mine is the guy who put the financing together.
Really?
Yeah, and he told me like this thing's going to be great, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I know they had that show years ago, but I don't know. Everybody was just waiting for this movie. People who love Super Troopers love the shit out of it. So they sent the Super Troopers, the Broken Lizard guys, sent a 5 to the iBang, which I think is pretty cool because they just made 17 million. And now they're like, hey, we'll write something up for you. But they're 5 big movie quotes. Now, the weird thing about movie quotes, and everybody can get in on this, 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. Here's the thing about it. It doesn't necessarily have to be the best quote or whatever. It gets stuck in your head, and then you find out some of these stuff are stuck in everybody's head. And I swear to God, I can't stand golfing because you just constantly hear, it's in the hole. That movie had so many better fucking quotes. It's in the hole. You're just like, why is that?
Yeah, and why,
on?
like specifically golf? Like, why don't you hear every time someone's in a swimming pool, they yell duty?
I know. That should fucking work.
That should be the thing.
That was certainly a bigger laugh at the time. But here's one today. Chris, do you even remember doing it?
No, I don't.
We were sitting outside. Something gross came up, and Chris went, goo! I can't even remember what we were talking about.
Fuck.
Goo!
That's one we use as a group a lot.
Yeah, we
I
do.
mean, goo happens a lot with us. Doesn't just have to be if someone pisses themselves.
No.
Just anything with a shock is goo.
And Denny came up to me right after your news came out.
Yeah.
And he goes, may your first child be a masculine child. I go, first of all, it's not my child. Second of all, we already know it's not a masculine child. And we're ecstatic. You'd have to be an idiot on Long Island to still be playing the game that I'm going to have a catcher in the family. I'm going to look at Vito and try to guess. First of all, do you think Vito's is going to be common or obscure?
I think it's going to be common.
Common, and I think it's going to be one that can be used in fun situations. If I know Vito, he's going to want to be interjecting it in a fun party-like environment.
Vito, what is your movie quote to go to?
It's from Superbad. It's anytime somebody leaves me, I go, you're going to make me stand here by myself like I'm fucking Steven Glansberg.
Wow.
I did not see that coming.
Again, that isn't a quote from that movie for me. No, I wouldn't have gotten it. And I don't even get it now. And I've seen that movie a lot.
It was just the guy that he says, you're going to make me eat dessert by myself. And they zoom up on a kid just eating pudding in the lunchroom by himself.
That movie was fucking super funny. 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. We're going to go to you, Gail.
Yes, I have like a mix of probably common to obscure things. I'm going to go with my first one is going to be from, I would say, not only I love this quote, but I quote this movie more than any other movie because I actually believe every line in this movie is a movie quote. Like every line is funny. And that's Raising Arizona. And I think maybe you've got to go with the character Dot, Frances McDormand, because there's not a time that I don't see a baby that I'm not like, where's that baby? Where's he at? You go find him, honey.
Gail was like so little then, and she would just do Dot from the movie all the time.
All the time.
You got to do that hat.
You got to do that hat. Taken up by a twister. Like everything.
And she, like as a little tiny kid, she nailed it, right? And I had the idea, I should videotape that and send it to this unknown actress who probably doesn't get any fan mail. Just she would get a kick out of it. And it turned out to be fucking 2-time Oscar winner Frances McDormand.
Yes.
We just, the same way we were talking about Philip Seymour Hoffman, we were just thinking, oh, there's a weirdo who got a part in a movie.
Yes. We just thought, wow, what a funny character actor. Like she did that character so well, you just think like they must have just met someone in a mall and said, you should play Dot. You're exactly what we thought.
So what's the, where's that baby?
Yeah, I think because that one's so simple, but I can't not be around a baby or going to see a baby and not do lines from.
Normally I do that. You got to do that, huh? She had her dip tit.
Got to get her dip tit.
She going to Arizona State.
So good.
And that,
but like, there's like but pretty much every quote in that movie is, I don't think there's a time that I'm eating breakfast and it's cereal and I don't say to my boyfriend, awful good cereal flakes, Miss McDonough.
You know what else I used from that movie that's really not even a big thing? But when High's lying to her about going out with his buddies, we're going to go back and knock off a couple Coca-Colas. Just the way they say Coca-Colas.
Coca-Colas.
Those fucking Coen brothers, brilliant.
Every line is funny.
Teddy, what's up?
I can't go by a frickin' McDonald's without saying a Royale with cheese.
I gotta tell you, that fucking movie is so quotable.
Yeah.
Tarantino is so quotable. And then today, I'm looking at the Hollywood Reporter, and he says this new movie that he's doing is can't fucking even think of it right now, but
the Manson movie?
Yeah, the Manson movie, but I think it's called Sometime in Los Angeles. You know, he's doing a thing off the old movies. But he said this is the closest film to Pulp Fiction. And he goes, I'm so excited about it. We haven't even shot it yet.
That's exciting.
I like to hear that. I think from that movie, the one that I probably could interject the most often is, I'll be right back with 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. That's my favorite. Because you can use it all the time.
Mine was after she fucking does the thing. Disco.
Warmer, disco. She's actually got maybe like some of the most quotable lines in the whole thing.
Yeah, she's fucking amazing in that.
And like anytime you're doing coke, you could be like, God damn! I said, God damn. She's just like sassy black voice for no reason. I said,
Coke.
And she married into it. She fucking, you know, she has every right to use that. Let's go over here to Clint. Clint, what's up?
Ron and B, $1 million.
Yeah.
So I actually have 2 of them. They're both from Wes Anderson. So whenever somebody says something that I don't understand, I go, oh, what was that? Latin? and then
that's a good one.
So my brothers and I, whenever we're talking about something that, you know, is like almost not true, or like it's known to be true, we're kind of making a joke out of it. We'll be like, what this book presupposes is maybe he didn't.
Maybe he didn't. That's really so great.
See, I love those because oftentimes if they're obscure enough, you know, you could do something like it's in the hole, but everyone's going to get it. But then there's times that you're quoting movies that it's just for you.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the amount of times, and you'll hear me say it to Ron constantly, the amount of times I say, will you do it? Will you make this town special again? Which is from Waiting for Guffin, and it's just like the smallest lot. And I don't know what it is
It's my
about
favorite, though. That is just hysterical in that movie.
So funny. Will you do it? Will you make this town special again?
And also from the movie, maybe date some guys, like Italian guys.
Nice Italian guys.
Jill, what's up?
Hey guys, congratulations, Gail.
Thank you, dear.
I just wanted to say that Dot was actually played by Holly Hunter, not
No,
that's
true.
Ed.
That's Ed.
That's Ed.
Sorry, I don't want to be a movie nerd.
Yeah,
You're wrong, though.
You're a wrong movie nerd.
Dot is
No.
played.
Yes, Holly
Ed.
Hunter is Ed.
You're just a casual movie watcher.
Oh,
not a
I'm
nerd.
sorry.
You completely fucked up today, Jill.
Yeah, I did, but I did get to finally say congratulations to Gail, so it was totally worth the phone call.
I don't know. I mean, really, if anything, you brought us all down because we thought you were with us. You know, we thought you got it. All right, thanks, honey.
I'm back to being a loner.
All right, peace.
You just can't mess with our love for Raising Arizona. You're not
You're
going
an
to get
incel.
us.
You're just an incel. Mike, what's up?
Hey, Ron, how you doing today? Congratulations, Gail.
Thanks.
Ronnie, I said this at a coffee break in coffee room the other day. Put that coffee down.
Coffee is
for closers. And I got to look like I was from Mars. Nobody in the break room knew what that
But
was.
I like the idea of that guy at the office who just does that every time he's in the break room. Coffee is for we don't know that. What is
Exactly.
that movie?
Exactly.
I was.
I look like the ass, Ron.
I was in this realty place when I was buying a house in Florida, and I put up the ABC thing on the board,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Always be closing.
Yeah.
And so, first of all, they're all just fucking looking at me like I'm a lunatic, and I kind of was a lunatic then. But I had used the wrong pen, and it was fucking not going to be the kind that you could erase off.
Oh no, you used it like a Sharpie?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I was sitting there, and I started to do the scene like everybody was going to love me, and they were just staring at me. Hey, Mike, what's up?
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Every time I go into an Italian restaurant, I go, "How's the Italian food in this joint?"
This is good. Then I'll have that. How I hated that fucking prick. Turtle, Iowa.
Hey, Bennington, it's Maha. Whenever my kids are fighting with each other and they're yelling, I interject between the two of them and I go, "Come on, let me see your war face." From Full Metal Jacket.
From Full Metal Jacket. That guy just died the other day.
Yeah.
And again, a ridiculously quotable movie. Well, what was the one that Two Live Crew used? Me So Horny.
Yeah.
Me So Horny.
I
They
love you
fucking
long
did-
time.
They turned that into a hit song.
Me so horny.
And it's so weird because like movies like Platoon were so much bigger than that movie, but I kind of feel like Platoon is almost forgotten,
Yeah,
and everybody still makes a big deal out of Full Metal Jacket.
that is true.
Black Girl always uses the "It's just a dream, fat boy" anytime a fat intern is getting picked on.
That's very funny. It's just a dream, fat boy.
Then people love a fat joke. Oh hell, they love that. Nick in Baltimore.
What's up, Bennington?
Yeah.
There's a great line in Office Space when Michael Bolton is discussing the scam that they're going to do to the company, and one of the guys says, "Oh yeah, I think that's familiar," and he says, "Yeah, I saw that in Superman 3." For the past 10 years, my best friend and I have had an escalating game of how many times can we put that into conversations. So for the past 10 years, he and I have put it into job interviews, speeches at friends' weddings. So we've been saying for 10 years, we've been referencing Superman 3. And everyone just goes like, "Oh, yeah. No one ever thinks twice about it.
I think I just saw a drag queen go by.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Vito, try to
investigate.
Yeah. If not, don't say that I brought up the word drag queen.
Yeah,
in
don't.
case it's
Just try to like eyeball what's the situation.
Sean, Orlando.
Hey, Bennington, what's up, guys?
Good.
I have so many quotes from Bling Blade, but anytime I hear somebody use the word daddy, I always hear in my head, don't talk about my daddy.
Now, what are you doing that from?
So when Dwight Yoakam's at the table, and
I don't remember this.
Yeah, me either.
So he's mocking the kid. The kid's sitting at the table.
Yeah.
You know, they're having dinner, and he's like, you know what, by God? He's like, I'm getting the band together tonight. And then the kid says something about his dad. He's like, don't talk about my daddy.
I don't remember that in that
See,
movie.
Those are always the weirdest, is like the ones that stick out to you for whatever reason. And they're not so they're not so quotable, but for some reason they get stuck in your head. Like my thing is that this is one that I don't think I've ever in a scenario where anyone even says, oh, I know what that's from, because it's a throwaway line. But if someone tries to tell me a secret and say that I can't tell someone, I always say, can I tell Steve Cooser? Which is from Encino Man. And it's a throwaway line. And he's like, no, you can't tell Steve Cooser. And then later you find out he's walking through the hallway and he's like, oh, hey, Steve Cooser. And it's the janitor at school. And that's like an hour later in the movie.
The 5 is up from the Broken Lizard guys. Their quotable stuff. And I got to tell you, none of their stuff do I quote.
Really?
I can't think of one that I quote at all. Mike in Vegas. Mike, what's up?
Hey, so I decided my favorite quote was going to be my ringtone. Pulp Fiction, English motherfucker, do you speak it?
Mm-hmm.
Problem was that my trainer from truck driving, he's from El Salvador, and then I got my text for the first time. And I got a really dirty look.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I got to tell you right now, that movie is almost completely quotable too.
Yeah. Say what again?
Say what again?
What ain't no country I ever heard of?
Also, I always like, we cool? We cool. Let's go over here to David. David, what's up?
Hey, Ronnie. Yeah, anytime I'm in a disagreement with someone, I always say, the dots are where I say they are. Melody and tune, that's your trade. Half the people get it. Half the people are looked at like I'm a maniac.
First of all, the Southern quotes are always the most fun, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'll be your Huckleberry is one of the greatest of all time.
That's one of the best. Yo no Daisy. Yo no Daisy.
What?
Just like, I don't even know what that means, but it's such a great thing to say. As someone's dying.
Yeah.
He's crumbling and dying. Yo no Daisy. Yo no Daisy.
Gunner.
Hey guys, how are you?
Yeah.
Anytime someone drops some money, I always let them know. Excuse me, sir, you dropped your folding money has come unstowed.
From Brother Where Out There.
Oh yeah.
Some of your folding money has come loose. He is so great in that. He's incredibly quotable. God, that's a fucking funny movie.
He's a suitor. I feel like I say that one a lot. He's a suitor.
He's a suitor. Paul, what's up?
Well, sometimes I get the mental cramps real hard.
Going back to Raising Arizona. You ate dirt?
We ate sand.
When there was no sand.
We ate crawdad.
Victor in New York.
Yeah, definitely Pulp Fiction you were talking about earlier. Anytime I hear any kind of wood, especially oak, and I say, I'm an oak man. I like oak. That's one of my favorites. And
yeah. He ended up with all that cash. Look who it is. It's Party Shots Bob.
Hey, Ron.
Hey.
Need a plug for the stand Thursday night with Marina Franklin and Aaron Burr.
What's he saying?
He said, are you going to plug the Thursday night show at the stand with Marina Franklin?
No, I'm really more plugging the fact that I'm going to be in Jersey. That's what it's all about for me right now.
All right. Whenever somebody's looking for somebody they're not where they're supposed to be, I go, Well, even great men have to pee. That was Jerry Stiller in the original Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3.
The original was like such a great movie, and then they remade it, and you're like, oh, that couldn't happen. Mike in Connecticut.
Hey, Bennington. Yeah, my favorite line is from Animal House when they go into the black bar with the dates and they're seeing Otis Day in the Nights, and they say, "Otis, my man," and everybody just stops.
Everything stops, and he looks at him.
That's the best.
Patrick, what's up?
Hey, guys. Hey, Gail. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations to you, too. No, Bennington.
Hey.
My favorite line in Pulp Fiction is Samuel L. Jackson, like, "Shit, Negro, that's all you have to say. There's a wolf."
The wolf is coming. Stay cool. He was so fucking great
Yeah,
in
so
that.
good.
And then the wolf was just fucking hilarious, too. Just absolutely hilarious. Hey, Tyler. Tyler, what's up?
Hey, Bennington. When my wife was breastfeeding, it used to drive her crazy. Anytime she'd go to breastfeed, I'd say, "Hey, Sideburn, do you want some of this milk for my son?" And it would drive her crazy. And I'd do it. She'd be at the Olive Garden with her blanket on, and we got in real fights about it. It was unbelievable.
Holy shit. Oh, that's really
That's
funny.
fucking classic.
No milk will ever be our milk.
Sean, what's up?
Hey, Ronnie B.
Yeah.
Last year I was coaching like little 8 and 9-year-olds on football. And every time they jump off sides, I'd have them run the fence. Little kid jumped off side and said, "Get the fence." And as he's going by, the fattest kid on the team goes, "Bye, Felicia." I about fell out. I had to walk off the field. I said, "See you later, boys."
That has become a meme, and in a very quotable movie, it was one that I didn't even remember.
Yeah. Bye,
And everyone
Felicia.
loves it.
Mm-hmm. That's when she's coming and was like, "Come on, I got your VCR. I got a double tape."
God, is that a quotable fucking movie, too?
So good.
Yeah, peanut butter, no jelly.
Oh, you know what we say all the time from that movie is anytime we're going through like a drive-through or we're like going to get a burger, it's just like, "And all the fries you can give me."
And all the fries you can give me. What was the one with Kid and Play?
House Party.
House Party, yeah.
That one with Robin, I'm always doing head like a whisk boom. Hey, Charles, what's up?
So the movie that I quote the most is probably Joe Dirt, and the line that I do from it the most is, "Hey man, swerve them potholes, you know, 'cause of the atom bomb."
I never have watched Joe Dirt. I never once saw Joe Dirt. It's weird. There's just something about it. I just didn't put myself
I never
through.
did it either.
He's just like a redneck, right?
Well, I mean, you know, half the movies we're quoting are rednecks. Daryl, what's up?
Hey, Ronnie. Whenever my buddies and I are hanging out drinking beers, it's always the quote from Point Break with Swayze and Reeves when he goes, "Utah, give me 2."
We just brought that up yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's because the way he said it, Utah.
Give me 2.
He said that.
He just looked like the sloppiest man alive. Who, first thing in the morning, wants 2 meatball sandwiches? Like, why don't you eat the 1 meatball, and if you're still hungry, go back.
It looks like it's like 8 a.m. in that shot.
Do you ever notice, like, if you even get the thing, like even a breakfast sandwich, like, you don't want to say 2?
I know. It is true.
really
You'll always order 2 if you're by yourself.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But, you know, they give you just 1, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, just
the
one, I guess.
I'll eat it in 4 seconds. John in Tampa.
Hey, guys. Let me put down this Laspadas hoagie.
Fucking starving for that. I love Laspadas.
Oh, the best. Congratulations again, Gail. It's,
Thank you.
great stuff. So I'm 54 and the only one in my house, and anytime I have to leave in the evening to go pick something up, and kids are asking where am I going, like, baby needs Huggies. And they just look at me and roll the eyes, and I get a big grin, and it's only for myself, and they're the best. Love you guys.
Peace. Rob in California.
Hey, guys. I called about a Christmas vacation quote, but I just thought of one that drives my wife crazy. Every time I hear the word Oklahoma, no matter where I'm at, I go, "Oklahoma, Oklahoma, Oklahoma."
Hey, Rich in Connecticut.
Hey guys. Hey, so every time I'm out with my wife to dinner, I'm ordering. I'll be like, "Yeah, can I have the cheeseburger, a Coke, and an order of French fried potatoes?"
Oh no!
No matter what I do, I completely embarrass her.
You got any French fried potatoes in there? That was the part that killed me. In there.
I love you, boy.
He likes the way I talk. I like the way he talks. Some people call it a Kaiser blade. I call it a sling blade. Now I feel like watching that fucking movie.
I haven't seen it in a million years.
I haven't seen it in a million years. And the last time I saw it, I'm like, man, I need to watch this fucking movie more. It's brilliant.
Yeah. And
it's fucking genius.
And the best thing was everyone wanted to do a sling blade impression.
Yeah, everywhere
Everyone
you
was
went.
doing it.
Hey, Mike in Jersey. Mike.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Cool.
Every time we go out to a restaurant with my girl and she always debates on getting what wine, I always say, try the wine.
That's fucking hysterical. I never even, like, a lot of these, like, you can pick up on it, but you would never thought that was the most quotable in the movie. Jack, Indiana.
Hey, Ron. Hey, congratulations, Gail and baby.
Thank you.
Hey, this is a really stupid one, but I've been doing it for a long time. Every time we go on vacation to Florida, it's from Scarface. I don't know if you even remember it, but it's when Tony's like, "Hey there, Pelican."
Fly, Pelican.
And I got twin girls, and ever since they've been about 5, every time we're in Florida, we see them, and I can't help but say it. You know how many pelicans are? I'm like, "Hey there, Pelican." It's all day now. I'm like,
Now, here's the weird thing. How that's going to affect those kids? They're like, remember where Dad used to say that weird thing
all the time?
Yeah, so scary.
They don't even know where it's from or anything, but they say it like Tony. Like Tony Montana, "Hey there, Pelican." No, I just have to say it.
That, of course, is a crazy quotable movie, and the "Say Hello to My Little Friend" has never, never, not been in the top movie quotes. Every year, people do it.
I always liked when he was in the restaurant and he was just pissed off. And towards the end of the movie, he was just like drunk and whacked out. He's like, sulking, fucking, eating, drinking. Like, what are you going on about, Tony? Jesus.
I think it's just always his voice, too. It's just going to be like lend itself to things being quotable.
My favorite thing in the whole movie is, for some reason, Richard Belzer's doing comedy, and it's just real, like, aimed at Spanish people, like he's doing, Lucy, you know, and then the act that he brings out is just a guy in a fat suit and a big fake face doing a funny dance. I'm like, what kind of fucking disco was this shithole?
That guy got shot up like 2 seconds later.
It's one of my favorite shooting scenes because it's a completely mirrored room and you never see the camera and you never see the crew. I don't know how, to this day, I don't know how they shot that. As Brian De Palma, who was like, because he did so many Hitchcock scenes that people get mad at him and think that he's not original. But the way he shoots a movie is fucking insane. You'd have to be a lunatic to pull off these shots. I could watch his movies with the sound off. And I try to. Chris, what's up?
Gail's favorite stoner movie, Friday.
You got knocked the fuck out?
You Got Knocked the Fuck Out was hilarious because he's so skinny and little, and he's taking such pride in a man who was actually in a fight.
Also, the physical comedy of the way his body, like, when he's laughing, and then his head's like, "You got knocked the fuck out!" His head, like a bobblehead, yeah.
And you know something, because I did an unmask with him, he is not like that at all. You know what I mean? He is a very controlled, soft-spoken guy,
And you just
religious
probably
guy.
want him to be Smokey so
I was
bad.
just like Smokey. And he was like, the reason that he became a star is because his grandmothers prayed for him. And I'm like, what did my grandmothers do then? They didn't do shit. Mark, what's up?
Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, man. I think one of the best quotes that's very underrated is from The Wedding Crashers. Just shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Wedding Crashers was such a fucking hilarious movie, and it seemed like Vince Vaughn was going to be a star forever.
Yeah.
I mean, he was so fucking likable in
he
these
was
movies.
So funny.
I don't know what happened. I don't know why. Like, I feel like I was making a movie right now. I'm going, well, wouldn't Vince Vaughn be perfect for this? Let's get a hold of Vince.
Yeah, like two bombs, and then people like stopped thinking about them.
What movies bombed?
I think it was The Interns. I believe
that was later though. That was
Wasn't there like a Santa movie that didn't do
Fred
so?
Claus.
Yeah, I feel like that
one,
didn't.
I didn't even know about that.
He also did Four Christmases, another Christmas movie. But I think it was like he dated Jennifer Aniston, did the breakup, and then when they actually broke up, he just kind of fell off. It was weird.
Well, he moved back to Chicago.
Yeah.
Maybe he just thought, I got plenty of fucking money. I don't fucking want to be sitting around acting like, oh, can I get this movie part every day?
Yeah.
That's me making up a whole fucking scenario about how happy he is. But you don't see Owen that much either.
No.
No, not the. I mean,
I saw Owen. There was a like straight to video, I think, that's on demand. It's like looking for your dad or
Father
something.
figures?
Yeah. And
Watching
I'm
on
like,
the plane.
Huh?
Watching on the plane.
How was it?
It was like it seemed like a Farley Brothers movie, but it wasn't.
Okay.
It was like a road trip movie. It seemed like like it was the exact same thing of something they would do, but just not as good.
Man, the Farley brothers love to stay in the fucking road, don't they, when they shoot a movie? The other thing I love about them is they use every guy they've ever known in their life in the movie. Yeah. You just see everybody, and they're from Rhode Island. So, like, most of the people from Rhode Island have been in one of their movies. But Dumb and Dumber has got to be one of the most quotable fucking movies of all time.
Absolutely.
Anything with the early Jim Carrey is quotable as shit.
Yeah, and it was like non-stop when I was a kid.
When we lived in Florida, how many times did we say, get pretty hot in these rhinos? Anytime it was fucking hot.
It's just like slightly warm. Got hot in these rhinos.
I heard So You're Telling Me There's a Chance before I ever saw Dumb and Dumber.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
Hey, Darren, what's up?
Yo.
Yeah.
What up, boys? Benningtons.
What can we do for you?
So I was, Easy Money, talking about Easy Money, Joe Pesci,
Yeah.
Rodney Dangerfield. I don't know where to begin with it all, but just the first scene at the front door where he's opening the door, thinks it's Nikki. He goes, thank God, Nikki, it's you. I didn't want to see your fucking mother.
That movie, and that wasn't really one of his hit movies, and yet you just watch Rodney the whole time. Caddyshack to me is just 100% Rodney. Mike, what's up?
Hey, how you guys doing?
What can we do for you?
Hey, my first trip to the urologist, my first digital rectal exam, I helped begin to instinctively Moon River.
Oh yeah, that was a movie. Fletch was movies that people liked a lot, and now don't seem to at all. Even the people who were around and liked it then. I don't know what happened. We're talking about quotable movie quotes that you overuse. And that's because the Broken Lizard guys, who've got a big hit movie out right now, set their five most quotable movies, or their favorite quotes from movies. And again, it's always just between you and your buddies more than it is a great quote. Michael, in Florida.
I used to say this to my wife whenever we would argue. I used to look at her and go, "You're killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me, Smalls."
That's one that like has stuck around for a long time, and I hear people say it all the time.
Randy in Oregon. Randy.
Yeah, what about Talladega Nights when the two little kids were sitting there at the dinner table talking shit to their grandpa Chip?
Unfucking believable. And you know, Will was just feeding them lines, and they got these funny little southern. I'll come at you like a spider monkey.
Yeah, you still hear people say that.
It's fucking hilarious.
Like a spider monkey.
That's good. That's really good.
Ricky Bobby's one of those ones where I quote a line that nobody cares about from it. It's when he's paralyzed, and John C. Reilly says, "Okay, tough love. Wake up, idiot."
I don't even remember that line.
No.
Funny as shit, though. John C. Reilly was like this great dramatic actor who just became a silly, dumb movie star in comedies.
But if you think like him in Boogie Nights, like he always had that just like ability to just take a line and make it so funny. Like he was so funny and sad in that movie.
He was so sad. Just like when he would be trying to touch the fucking board and they would get rid of him when they were recording that song. He just thought he would just go over and move the levels a little. Who would think? I know where the levels should be. I think it's a lie even for engineers to know where the levels should be on a song. Marcus in Jersey.
Yeah, guys. Gail, big congrats.
Thank you so much.
I don't know that a day goes by that I don't quote something from the Kevin Smith portfolio of movies. So quotable, so many different lines, but Clerks has to be it for me. And anytime my wife says something that I hate, I say, but I love gatherings.
Kevin Smith movies are endlessly quotable. Endlessly quotable.
If anyone says a number, you're going to say in a row.
That's the first one I thought of. In a row is always
What was
like,
that? She blew 37
guys.
Yeah.
And the way that the guy just has that Jersey accent in a row, it's just so no.
I always sing the Berserker song to myself.
My love for you is ticking clock berserker.
And the thing about Kevin is, I think he just sits and writes down on paper. He's not one of those guys who acts it out or anything or has people around. I think he just sits down and just starts to fucking write. And his shit is always, it's great dialogue.
Yeah.
Who do you think, I mean, when you think of people, because I watched Molly's Game with Aaron Sorkin, and it always sounds like an Aaron Sorkin movie, and that annoys some people. But I'm like, no, that's great. That's the voice of the movie.
Own voice.
David Mamet is the same way. Quentin Tarantino, Kevin Smith. It's just people that when they write, it's that tonality and
right.
that
There's
pacing.
like a cadence too that like if you can match theirs. I mean, Woody Allen had that. Like everyone,
Woody Allen had it, yes.
Everyone sounds like Woody Allen in a Woody Allen movie.
Yeah, you're right. And it's acceptable because it's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're like, no, I'm getting this is not reality. That Molly's Game, I wasn't even liking the movie, but the dialogue was so fast. I'm like, this is very watchable. Molly's Game. Can you guys see it?
I didn't see it.
I did.
What'd you think?
I felt like Aaron Sorkin should not direct. I feel like he should just.
I know a lot of people are saying that, but how do we know? That's where the movie is off.
One of the big things was Idris Elba's big speech. He keeps breaking into his British accent, and that bothered me. But do you know who Michael Cera?
Hold on, why are you blaming that on Sorkin?
Because I feel like a director would catch that. Like, hey, your accent's coming out.
I'm blaming it on him.
Did you know who Michael Cera is based on?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, you pick up it's Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, I read the book and it blew my mind.
Tobey Maguire's like the biggest prick in the whole fucking world.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's much worse in the book. There's like fucked up shit he does in the book too.
Give me one thing that he did.
He lets her start using his like machine, and then he like lets it fly for a few weeks, and then he goes, so you're going to start giving me $350 for every game you do because I'm letting you use this. And then he needed to approve every single person who played in the game, or else he was threatening to take it away from her for years.
See, the thing is, because he knew he was a draw, that these big heavy money guys wanted to play cards with famous people.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're going to lose money, they could tell people, I was with Tobey Maguire, I was with Ben Affleck, you know?
Right.
And these were like ridiculously sized money games, like 10,000, 50,000,
Wow.
250,000 to get in. Dude lost like $1.5 million. But that whole thing, like the Goodfellas feeling when she starts turning to drugs, I'm like, I can't be this fucking depressed watching something. You know what I mean? I always have a problem though. Like we hit the part of the movie where the guy's fun partying life turns into a strung out piece of shit life.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a movie that we just talked about that I have that. I like the happy part of Boogie Nights. And then Boogie Nights gets dark and I'm like, can I just fast forward to the end when they seem happy for a minute again?
I don't know why I could watch Goodfellas with fucking characters being shot in the back of the head that I like, and only when he gets wired on coke, I'm like, I think I gotta tap out of this.
Yeah, in Boogie Nights? Yeah, it's so sad.
No, Goodfellas.
Oh, in Goodfellas, yeah.
Yeah. And Goodfellas, by that time that he's just trying to fucking make the fucking sauce and he's looking for
the black helicopters.
Yeah. I don't know why, but when you're addicted to coke, you can't keep up with your schedule and you've booked too many things all the time. Mary in Tallahassee.
Yeah, anytime something's broken or needs to be fixed, I always blame it on the flux capacitor right off the bat.
Well, that's you, man. That's fucking totally Murray, man. That's your scene. Tony, South Carolina.
Yeah, I think one of the most quotable movies has got to be The Usual Suspects.
No doubt.
Yeah, especially Benicio del Toro when he's in the lineup, and he says, "Give me the keys, you fucking cocksucker." He goes,
My favorite thing he does is I'll flip you.
I'll flip you for real. What? They're like, even like, what?
What
I'll
did
flip
you?
you.
What
I'll
did
flip
you
for
say?
real.
What the fuck? Flip you for real. What the fuck? Mike in Raging Bull.
Yeah, my favorite line from Raging Bull when Jake LaMotta just meets Vicky for the first time, and he asks Joey, "Hey Joey, is she going out with anybody?" And Joey says, "She's 14 years old. Where the fuck's she going to go? To Copacabana?"
That's so fucking funny. I can't tell you how many times, like in comedy clubs, on a really bad, shitty night, you'll just look up and a friend of yours will just look like Jake LaMotta doing bad stand-up. And you're just like, oh my God. Why did I ever think this was a good idea? John, what's up?
Hey, congratulations, Ron. I want to give you some kudos, too.
You know
My
what?
favorite line is,
Yeah, okay.
you created the girl that created the person, so... Stripes, Sergeant Hulka, whenever someone gets pissed off, I always say, "Lighten up, Francis." I use it all the time.
Yeah, that was very, very extremely quotable at the time. I mean, like, went on for years that people would say, "Lighten up, Francis," when someone was having a fucking traffic meltdown. Lighten up, Francis.
I got this a lot from my mom and her sisters, that anytime I was like having trouble or something, they would be like, "Who's bothering you now, Jeannie?" From Ferris Bueller. "Who's bothering you now, Jeannie?"
Mike, what's up?
Yeah, I got a quote that anytime I'm out shopping or I'm approached by a salesman or anyone on the street, it drives my wife nuts. I always just look at him and go, "No time for love, Dr. Jones." And that comes from two different movies, if you can name both of them.
No, I can't.
Don't they say it in a Kevin Smith movie as well?
Yes, Clerks. Dante says it in the gas station.
All right, so there you go.
I got it.
You didn't stump anybody. I never would have got it. Steve in L.A.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, that's Amanda Lepore.
Really? Is that a big one?
She's not a drag queen.
Oh, boy.
I don't really know what's up with her. She's very plastic surgery.
What's she on?
Honestly, I don't really know. I just know her as she's like a model, but she's like an iconic. I think she's trans, but she's trans and she's a model. I don't know, but she's
fucking fascinating.
Yeah, she's got like the most interesting, weird look. She doesn't even look like a real person.
So what do you got, Steve?
Princess Bride. Pretty much anytime you're saying goodbye to anybody, I always do the have fun storming the castle.
Yeah, that's a very quotable one. Now, like, you hear those ones a lot.
very common.
Yeah, it's too common. Hey, John. John, what's up?
Monty Python. A wink's good as a nod to a blind bat. I throw it in there whenever I get tired of.
No, which movie was that in?
Oh, I don't remember which movie.
Because
I just remember the blonde guy saying that.
The thing is always a wink as good as a nod to a blind horse is like an old English expression. And I think the Faces or even Rod Stewart named one of the albums that. But I never heard or don't remember the blind bat one. Frank, what's up?
Hey, just whenever I would take my kids out to eat when they were little, I would just say, "This is the best pizza in the cup." These guys put the last pizza in the cup, they're right out of business.
That is a movie that was so quotable at the time too, The Jerk. And he hates these cans.
Yeah, that's the first one I
was
thought
a
of.
really, really big one. And even the I Grew Up, everybody loved it. JJ and PA.
Hey, I got to go Step Brothers. There's 4 or 5 things I say frequently. If you're sweaty, you say, I was watching Cops. When he's describing, if you were somewhere, you're like, I was with Jeff Probst, Chris Daughtry, Super Chef Bobby Flay.
You know what's funny? Like Step Brothers came, a little later in the game of that. But it's kind of like the most talked about Will Ferrell movie.
Yeah, it gets brought up a lot.
A lot, where people are going, we need to have a Step Brothers too. And I saw Will Ferrell and he's going, you just think that you do. You know what I mean? Because, he did the Anchorman too.
Yeah.
Which everybody begged for. And when he came out, everyone was like, I don't know. I like the first Anchorman.
I like Anchorman 1.
Yeah.
I was Will Ferrell and Zoolander. Hansel, you're so hot right now. Which can apply to anything, either ironically or genuinely.
But yeah,
so hot right now.
We do that with guests here all the time, where everybody's fighting for that guest.
So hot right now,
and it's always stupid when there's the guest that everybody wants. It's just like an American Idol winner or somebody that in 6 months,
It's not going to matter at all.
By the way, I haven't seen 1 second of American Idol this year. Is anybody watching it?
I haven't, no.
I watched the first episode and then I stopped.
Why?
I don't know. It just seemed like it was the American Idol that got canceled.
Right, not the American Idol that you loved.
The one that I grew and loved.
What was your favorite American Idol season?
I don't remember the season, but there was this dude named George that I got really attached to, and I was heartbroken when he got eliminated. I think it's the only time I've ever voted for somebody on American Idol as a kid.
And was it Chicken George?
No, that's BB1.
When's the new Big Brother start? July 4th or something?
Should be like late June.
Yeah?
Yeah.
By the way, I just remembered a Zoolander moment that is always my favorite. Is when Matilda is saying, like, in 7th grade, I was the fat girl in class. And he's like, ew. And that's my favorite, is just to say ew when someone is like telling you something.
Open up.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody's having computer problems, I yell out the files are inside the computer.
Tom and VA.
I taught my granddaughter to say, shoes coming off here, boss.
Oh, man. Cool Hand Luke.
boss.
Everything from that, too, man. Shaking the tree, boss. Shaking the tree. Because when they took a piss, they had to keep so they weren't proving that they weren't runners. And that fucking movie, which I saw on TV as a kid, but was, she's washing the car and her tits are washing. I was like, I'm having some kind of feelings I don't understand yet. That movie was really big.
Makes you feel some type of way.
Yeah. I remember like fucking looking at that movie and being like, a guy looks like Paul Newman? You know what I mean? There's a man who's
beautiful.
as pretty as Paul Newman. And it was always him and Brando in a movie called One-Eye Jacks, where I was like doing a shake in my head, like I don't get this.
Yeah, it's just too pretty.
Vito, it's the way you saw when Johnny Depp was running around.
Oh yeah, and Crybaby just blew my mind.
Was that Crybaby for you?
Yeah, Johnny Depp Crybaby.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that's a cool fucking dude. Like,
that's like him in prime sexiness, I think.
yeah, 21 Jump Street, Crybaby Johnny Depp, it's the best.
I thought the Johnny Depp that was in that weird movie that he was acting like a silent movie star.
Oh my God, Benny and June. And I like crushed on him so hard. And there's this moment, I can't explain it, but it's like, you know how you're like, it said it made you feel like, you know, like, oh, I'm having feelings. I had that feeling, but it was like the feeling of like romantic love when I looked at him. And there's this moment where she's like, they send her away in the nut hut. And he's trying to get to her, and he's like on the window washer thing, and he comes like swinging like in slow motion into view. And I was like, I love you. Like I was just little, and I was like, I love you. I need to be with you. I didn't really understand like why he looked like that, or like what. Like my heart burst, or like when he comes like running down that hallway and slides. Like he had so many of those just like beautiful, charming moments in that movie.
Well, he was physically brilliant in that film. He was like a silent,
because he redid the whole like the role scene. Remember, he did it exact. And was like really studying all like Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin. So
he's he's a genius, and I don't know whether it feels good. Could you just see him all fucked up now? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Kind of burnt, and you're just like, did we do that to you, dude? Did you? Was it too hard? Nick in Florida.
Hey, when I was a kid, probably like 10, 11 years old, at a school lunch, we'd go up, get our food, bring the tray over, and the lunch lady would say like $1.85, and we'd always hand her $2 and say, "Keep the change, you filthy animal."
Keep the change, you filthy animal. Now those
they would look at us like, "Fuck you, kid."
Now those movies that he was using those clips out of, were they real movies, or was that just
I found out years later that they were fake, but I thought that was a real movie.
That's not a real movie?
Yeah.
I feel like an idiot.
Well, it's so over
animal.
the top that I always wondered that.
Yeah.
Apparently not enough to Google it.
Those things have to be the most fun to film, like just filming a fake movie within a movie.
Well, remember the things that within the Tarantino movie where they would just do trailers?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You would just see these fucking ugly trailers, and it was like, oh, I really wouldn't mind seeing that.
And then they made Machete.
Oh, Machete was one of them,
Machete was one of them, and then something called Thanksgiving, where like a turkey killed people.
Well, the reason why I don't know that is they don't show the full two anymore.
They don't.
They cut them in half. Yeah.
Yeah, but in the original when it was in theaters, Grindhouse. Yeah, those fake Machete was one of the fake trailers.
I didn't know that. See, you're learning stuff. I'm learning stuff. This is like working for Google. Dude, didn't you hate in Molly's game where she acted like she got smart from Google?
Yeah. Like she acted like she studied everything. I had a lot of issues with the movie. One of the good things, though, they didn't make it all about her like relationships. And in the book, she has like 5 different boyfriends.
Of course she did. Of course she did. She was a hot chick with money.
Also, the real Molly Bloom is like significantly more attractive than Jessica Chastain.
That's mean.
No, I mean, it's just shocking.
Seriously, this is why you are.
That's cruel.
No.
What is he, an uncel? What the fuck?
Intel. He's got intel.
This is why women don't want to have anything to do with you, because you rank them.
I just thought it was interesting. I've never seen the person that the movie's based on be more attractive.
Because in his thing, he's saying Jessica Chastain is ugly.
I'm not saying she's ugly.
Why? Because she's fucking red on the head?
No.
You'd rather be dead than red on the head?
She's very beautiful.
Anti-ginger.
I was so
What do you call her, Firebush?
No. I mean, yeah.
You're fucking disgusting, Vito.
Yeah. That's racism, I think.
What?
It is.
That's still racism if
Against
you fucking
Irish.
hate somebody for being any fucking ugly tribe of people. Bono can't help it. Boom, boom. Over on the iBang has the 5 of the Broken Lizard guys. They came up with their 5 movie quotes. I don't want to give any of them away though, but I can't. To me, I feel like the listeners came up with ones that stick out to me.
I know, me too.
But they're a pack of guys, and they're going to pick out their own.
Right.
That's what I like about that.
It's always going to be whatever's funny within your group.
You ever notice somebody that you haven't seen for years, and they try to fucking drop quotes from the past?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? This I think I might have talked about it on the air, but this Korean kid works at the coffee shop, and he's always asking like, what does something mean slang wise?
Mm-hmm.
And he says his hardest thing of being here is that people will just start doing movie quotes and they won't even say like this is a quote from a movie and do it.
Right.
They'll just start doing dialogue from a movie, and he's fucking completely taken back, like they're having a fit, like they're fucking crazy.
Like you're just like, I'm walking here, and he's like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on? Is
I do.
he
I'm
angry?
walking here a lot. I forgot that when I'm walking in New York. And all the time when I see the crowds in New York, it always reminds me of that scene.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're just like that one person in the crowd. You can see the tops of the heads forever. 6th Avenue is great for that. I'm going to be in Jersey this weekend doing some stand-up.
Ron's performing at the Stress Factory for his Coming Home to New Jersey tour this Friday, April 27th, and Saturday, April 28th. There's 2 shows each night at 7:45 and 9:30 p.m. Go to thestressfactory.com for tickets.
I'm going to miss you guys during the tour. I'm going to be out for 2 days, so I don't know if I get back.
I know, this is crazy. I feel like you just got back from Austin, and now you're on tour again in Jersey.
That's what it's like when you're in demand. You know what I mean? There's nothing you can do. Oh, this is a quote because it reminded me of the little people. I love them. No one knows this movie. It's like a 1963 musical. And who's the guy who plays Pinky Benson? Pinky Benson.
What's his name?
He was the dancer, not Fred Astaire, but the other guy.
Yeah, I know who you mean.
That danced with. Oh, I'm going out of my fucking mind. Anyway. That thing of treating people that way, like they're just your fans and nothing else.
So good. The little people.
The little people, I love them. I got to go out and see them.
A Pinky, a Benson.
Gene Kelly?
Yeah, Vito.
Yeah, my mom loves Gene Kelly.
Well, everybody loved Gene Kelly. He was like the biggest fucking movie star for years.
She told me that she would wish he was her dad when she was a kid.
All right, that's really that's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Like, that's really sad.
I'm just going to go real quick around the room. Gene Kelly or Fred Astaire?
Gene Kelly.
I'm going Kelly.
Fred Astaire.
I'm Fred Astaire too.
Really?
Fred Astaire looked like he was floating to me. Gene Kelly looked like a really great dancer.
And
but you could
like
see his feet hit and everything.
Yeah,
But
I think he has more, like, there's something about his character, but you're right. Fred Astaire is like smoother, like he kind of defies.
he's just gliding. It's just unbelievable. And Gene Kelly was like, and not that I don't think that he's amazing, but he was like a blue collar dancer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I just saw the Fred Astaire like skating scene, and let's call the whole thing off for the first time. Yeah, and it's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen.
Everything
in my
that
life.
he does.
Yeah.
Everything that he does is just so beautiful. But Ginger Rogers, I didn't even get it. Ugh. Ugh. Because everyone's like, she could do everything Gene Kelly
could do, but backwards and heels.
Yeah. Well, why don't you go out and make a fucking Ginger Roger movie? See if anybody shows up. Like, to me, she's a great dancer. He's floating. He's like a butterfly around a dancer.
Yeah, but he has that like thing where he like pops back up. Like it's like gravity doesn't really apply to him.
It must feel so good to be able to dance like that. But we were just watching Prince, and that kind of dancing was unbelievable. Ooh.
They look like they're on ice.
Yeah. You keep bringing up ice over and over.
You love ice, huh?
I love the ice. Mighty Ducks too.
By the way, that whole thing about she did everything he did, but I think is also bullshit. I just don't think that she did. I don't think she did every step that he did. Or at least she didn't make it look the same way. They're two different people doing two different things. It's like saying a center does everything the quarterback does. I'm sorry, that doesn't happen that way. It's not easy to be a center. I'm the first to appreciate a good center.
I will tell you though, dancing in heels not easy. It does take a certain
You tell
skill
that
set.
to Prince. He danced in fucking heels. Vito, Prince or Michael Jackson?
Prince.
Prince.
Prince 1000%.
Here's how I rank. Third, Michael Jackson. Second, Prince. First, 11-year-old Michael Jackson.
Well, that's not fair.
That's
I
my
thought we were talking about
favorite of
two-
all time. But that's still Michael Jackson.
Right. Baby Michael is like,
Till he
He
got all gangly and buck tooth. Around 76, 77. I'm Mikey. That's not even true. I don't know why I did that. Hey, Scott. Scott, you're on the air.
Hey guys, a newer movie called Mastermind with Galifianakis, and they're doing a wedding photo scene with Kate McKinnon, and he went, "Good Lord, Janice, you farted right into my butthole."
Masterminds. I don't think I saw this.
Yeah, there.
That just came out. It's like Zach Galifianakis and Kristen Wiig. It was one of those ones that got pushed back for like a year and then came out under a different name.
Oh, I did see it. I think they were robbing fucking...
I didn't see it.
Yeah. What happened? Like the movie studio went broke and then like 3 years went by and someone just dumped the movie?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Casey. Casey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah.
So we were working out in Nebraska somewhere, and we would drive by a ranch that had a couple of emus out, and every single day we drove by, I would holler out, "You see the size of that chicken?"
Steve in Alabama.
Hey guys, hey Ronnie, you were talking about Paul Newman. I watched a Martin Luther King documentary the other day about the speech, and they showed all the celebrities getting that. I didn't know about the celebrities helping out with that, and they were getting off the plane, and Paul Newman walked off the plane, and that shit will take your breath away. You're like,
Yes.
holy
It's true. It's literally true.
It's unbelievable. I told my wife about it. It's like Louis saying he's top shelf gay. It's
That's got to be the weirdest thing in the world, like to be a guy and be beautiful and have people just coming up to you all the time.
Yeah.
I think a woman is kind of, you know what I mean? Like a guy has in his head how to be an athlete that people are coming up to. But I don't think they understand, like, oh, you're so beautiful that people are going to be attracted to you.
Objectified.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably not something that men are used to.
No, I don't even think it's in their DNA.
But as far as movies, I mean, Raising Arizona, you could pick like one of 1,000.
I know.
The thing I say a lot is, things have changed.
Things have changed.
Everything's changed.
We got a baby now.
Oh, God, that just reminded me. I love him so much.
I know you do, baby.
I love him much.
I know you do. She was so great in that. And I've had an endless amount of time that I'm in complete love with Holly Hunter.
Yeah.
Love her.
She's so great. And in that scene, too, it's like she goes from 0 to 60 crying, which is so funny. Because that's the thing that is like, they're going, he's just like, I think I got the best one, which is just funny. And she's like, no, all little babies are beautiful. He's like, yeah, but this one's awful damn good. And then the baby just makes like the slightest coo. Like he just goes, oh. And she's like, I love him so. And she's seen this, she's been holding this baby for 60 seconds and she's instantly his mother and she loves him.
He's like, he ain't too good.
Got a little glint in his eye. You see it there.
He just loves the idea of an outlaw.
No, he's a good boy.
From that thing, I always scream, never leave a man behind.
Yeah. The two, by the way, this was another thing is that, you know, his name is Gail in it.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, anytime my brother would say, Gail, I would be like, what now, little brother?
They were so weird. Such weird kids. Rafi in Chicago.
Hello.
Hey, man.
Hey, you know what? I changed my mind on the movie. I did say
shit.
Rounders, but did you guys cover Swingers yet?
No.
I mean, there's one line, Ron, you got to know. Every time I walk in the casino, I always say, I'm going to pull a Fredo tonight.
Yeah.
That's the fucking greatest line.
That fucking movie, again, it's what I loved about loving movies in the 90s, that every year you would get a new filmmaker who you're like, I'm staying with this dude. You know what I mean? I'm in.
And maybe even in retrospect, like you could look back and be like, oh, that's not like the best movie ever, but it was just so good. It was so fun.
I don't know. They were always fresh and they were always fucking cool. They
were really fun.
And I give Tarantino the credit for making people want to make cool movies. Now, what's your chance of seeing a cool movie?
Yeah.
You know, and I don't mean that he invented that. He grew up on Steve McQueen movies and shit like that.
Yeah. But that stuff does come in waves because people get inspired by people that they're like, oh, is that a thing you can do? You can just
Right.
make cool movies, and then people start to do it. It's like why certain art forms will have a boom at different times. You know,
'Cause
like
somebody
comedy
sets
will,
the bar.
Yeah, comedy is that way where
Thank
I
you.
think.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you saying that. I'm going to be in Jersey this weekend, too. So all the young aspiring comedians can come out and see me.
On Friday, the 27th, and Saturday, the 28th, and you have 2 chances each night. 7:45. Yeah, 2 chances each night. 7:45 and 9:30
Not a
p.m.
chance.
No, it's a
What kind of
chance.
chances am I looking at here?
2
What are
chances
my
each night.
chances?
Roll the dice.
Just say what it is. Just give it.
regular.
Just tell. Nothing else. Just tell people how to get tickets.
StressFactory.com.
That's it. That's it. You'll love it. Look how much fucking bigger Trump is than that
I
little
know.
tiny French guy. God, he's tiny.
He really is teeny.
I
next
fucking
to-
hope Trump picks him up. Just holds him up like a baby.
Like, look at just like his suit. Like, look at his shoulders. Like the difference between his suit jacket versus Trump's. Look at that little tiny boy suit.
You can't run a country.
The Nick DiPaolo has put out a tweet saying that he has been fired for a poorly worded tweet. I don't know why he went back to Twitter after that shit. But he says, "Don't worry, I'll resurface soon." Hashtag Nick is night. So I know a lot of people have been asking that, but if you follow on Twitter now, you know where to go anyway, or you already know. Yeah, we all love Nick.
Yeah,
And
so much.
Yeah, he's so talented. I'm sure, as they say, everything's gonna be cool. All right, let's take a break here. Still tons of calls to go to, but I'm sorry, we got to shut this one down. I really don't think that you should stay more than an hour and a half with any premise. But up on the iBang, you can see what the Broken Lizard guys have to say about it, and it's pretty cool when you see there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It is the Bennington show on what is today? Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Wow.
Twofer.
Yeah, I guess it is. 2 for blocks. Excuse me, everybody.
Right.
This air kicks in and
I know.
dust. Yesterday's dust all comes in at the same time.
And that just means our coworker's dead skin.
Yes. We're getting Jim and Sam's dead skin in our throats. I'll just say this, and I know it might not seem that way, but this is harder than being a coal miner or any kind of first responder.
You don't have to breathe in radio skin like we
I know.
do.
Flaky radio skin. Oh, wait a minute. That was my last little piece of Nick DiPaolo skin.
Aww.
I know a lot of people were saying, hey, Nick is going to come to Jersey and hop up on stage with Ron. That, my friends, is just a myth. Just a floating myth right now. But if it was happening, I'd go crazy.
And that would have happened this weekend.
Oh, stop it. You make it seem like it's not off the top of your head. Just give out how people, if they want to get tickets.
Just go to thestressfactory.com.
You should be working on a girl show.
I don't think I need to work on
And by the way, that's not a mean thing to say. A girl show is a nice kind of show to work on. What?
No. Girls have cooties. Boys have booties. That's what we used to say in my neighborhood. Then we'd finger our own asses.
You guys were weird back then.
Oh, remember that comic that I was talking to you about that I loved? That was doing that. My favorite color is clear.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing the Tonight Show Friday night.
Oh, nice.
My dreams have come true.
I'm going to be watching.
You know what? The truth is that everybody should be watching the Tonight Show every night.
Night?
Every night.
It is the Tonight Show.
I'm dying for the Tonight Show to get 100 share. And then Jimmy Fallon will finally be happy. I'm happy because everybody's looking at me.
And everyone loves me.
I don't know why that's true, but everyone does want to be looked at. I always think Well, I was just thinking this because we were talking about Fred Astaire. But is it a weirder thing to want to sing, to take words and expand them out? Or is it a weirder thing to dance? To take your body and do something nutty with it. I mean, I'm not putting down either art form.
All right.
But they're both odd when you think about it.
Here's the thing that I will say is that, let's say I see someone spontaneously dancing. I'm just like, yeah, that guy's just like really living life. You know what I mean? Like if he's just like the only person dancing,
Yeah.
I'm just like, God, he's enjoying himself. But when I hear someone singing by themselves, which comes up a lot, I think, you love yourself. And it happens like you'll be on the train and someone will be doing it. You'll be walking down the street and someone will be like, doing like the scales and like singing up something really loud that they're listening to. And I'm thinking, you just find yourself so charming and wonderful, don't you? But it's just a nut who's dancing by themselves. I'm like, live your life.
Live your life. Dance like no one's looking, but everyone is.
But I am. And I like it.
I see you. I think you dance like a fat person. Oh, look, fatties dance.
What they really need to say, is dance like everyone's watching.
That is true.
That's what they mean to say. Like, just to be like as though you're the best thing in the world.
I always like to say dance like you've got a corn cob up your ass. That way you keep nice and spread out.
Yeah.
But isn't it weird, like dancing, like some people like that river dance? Let's dance, but without our arms. You know what I mean? Like it's so odd. And then you would see that old African dancing where it's almost like the pogo, just kind of flopping back and forth.
Exactly.
But people are drawn to dance and they're drawn to sing.
And the draw to dance, and then we decide as a society, like, this is the kind of dance we like, is just strange.
Yes.
Like, we're like, oh, this defines our culture because we all dance the same way, not that we all dance differently.
And I remember, like, in Philly, they say everybody can dance and everybody can fight. That was their fucking thing. We dance and we fight.
It's a physical town.
None of us do fucking improv, though. Remember that. Not one of us can do improv. All right, this is a question that I brought up, I think, on What's Your Fucking Deal? And I have to say, a couple people came up and said stuff, but the near-death experience fascinates me. The person who's been dead for a little while and saw whatever you were supposed to say and came back. That's the most fascinating thing to me, and it's also the most rare. Now, if anyone has a near-death experience, I pay attention to every moment of that story.
I remember when I was a kid, I saw someone speak, and I can't even remember why. But me and my mom went to go see this man speak who had...
Many lives, many masters. That's what you probably saw.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
So he died twice. Once when he was like...
No, I'm wrong now. No, that guy didn't die.
This particular person said that he died twice, and then he tells his experience. One, he was electrocuted, and then the other time was a heart attack or something like that. And I think when he was electrocuted, that was a much longer time period. The heart attack was like he floated up and came back into his body.
Well, the guy that I talked about that was electrocuted said that it was overwhelmingly spiritual, and he couldn't even explain it to me in words.
Yes, that guy. That's the same guy who.
No, this was a guy in the audience.
Oh,
Yeah.
who also was electrocuted?
Electrocuted, yes.
That's so weird.
Electrocution is not as rare as you think.
Yeah.
Electrocution happens to 1 out of every 2 people.
God.
And oddly, to 5 out of 6 Latinos. I think it's boom boxes.
This guy, and whether you want to say, did this happen? What his experience, but I just took it for what it was when I was a kid and listened to what this guy said. And he had the experience outside of his body, traveling outside of his body.
You hear that one a lot.
First he even joked, he was like, if you're ever with somebody and you're holding their hand as they pass, he's like, make sure you look up because like that's their view. Like give them a nice little wave or something. There you are. But he said that he remembers even moving away from his body and he was moving through the walls at first, and he could see how every nail, everything, like almost like a blueprint, but he could see how things were put together in a way that he never understood. And this is before he like moved on.
He could understand how structure was done.
Yes, exactly. Something that he did not know or study or anything. Yeah. And then he moved outward, and there was like spiritual beings and almost like a purple. I remember this like deep purple, like almost screen.
Bum, bum, bum.
And then he like viewed his life. Now, people could say, oh, maybe he was, that was his, his brain was experiencing something, and this is almost something about a dreamlike state. But I mean, I was very fascinated by his experience.
The thing is, we don't have dreams like that. So bullshit to that.
Yeah.
Something happens when you die. Something happens.
Something happens, for sure.
Go Dan, and he's giving away of like, I hope they invite me in. Was he looking to be invited in?
I think so. He was just standing behind me.
Yeah. I should invite it in, but he's
Did
so
he leave
loud.
once he realized we were going to talk about an experience he's never had?
But what he wanted to talk about was video games. I don't know what he talks about. And I have to admit, like, the idea of being dead doesn't scare me, but dying seems like, oh, that seems uncomfortable.
Well,
that doesn't seem like the last experience that I want to have.
Yeah, the process of dying, just like birth, it's uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, it's dramatic, it's traumatic. It doesn't seem like an easy transition. Particularly the idea of a body kind of turning on into the world and turning off in the world, and all the things that happen with your heart, your lungs, everything. It seems like a difficult transition.
Yeah, it doesn't seem good. And I know a lot of people want to go quick, but you're like, I don't know.
Not too quick.
Yeah,
like I want to know what happened.
Yeah. like, I just don't want to get a fucking nail gun in the back of my head.
Like lights out.
Yeah. But I also don't know if I want to leave my body and go spinning around Earth and shit. That doesn't, you know what I mean?
Right.
I like sitting down. I like, and that whole thing of looking back over your life, fuck you. Fuck you.
Can I pick the parts?
Yeah.
And skip the shit that I don't want to talk about?
I don't want to just see myself eating peanut butter cups watching the fucking like
while
old
an angel
TV.
looks at you like, what were you thinking there?
Not at all. Not at all.
You think that was a good way to spend a day?
Look, Maddox could be a very interesting TV show. It's underrated. He solved a crime every week. Did you ever solve anything? Nothing. Not one relationship.
I remember a friend of mine told me that everyone always says, like, I hope that I die peacefully in my sleep, or, oh, it's good to know that that person went peacefully in their sleep. But he said that he didn't like the idea of that because then he would never believe, if there was something beyond life, that he would never believe it was happening. He would just think that he was still stuck in his dream. So he was like, I would need to be awake to know that this was true
Yeah,
death.
but maybe you just passed out. You know what I mean? Like, at no point. Now that you have this thing of doubt, I just don't want to go, oh, Jesus, I'm dreaming. He's just like, fuck you then. I don't want anything to do with you now. Vito, how would you like to go? Shot by your host?
It seems like you're trying for that to
Yeah.
be the way. Shot by your host.
Shot by your host. You ran the board.
I like that Chris was jumping in for the new, specifically, ran the board.
Yeah, he's all over.
He got it. He knew where you were going.
He was just happy he wasn't shot by the
Shot by the host.
I don't know, something quick and easy, just like somebody, maybe a stranger pushes me in front of the subway or something.
Oh.
That's a horrible way to go.
Why a stranger,
Why
not a
murder?
friend?
Why was murder your first choice?
Because it's a surprise.
Hey, Vito, you said you were going to sleep out for your SNL, right?
Yes.
What's the date on that?
That is the weekend of May 5th. Next weekend.
Next weekend, you'll be out there.
Yeah, I'm going to go out Thursday night. Me and my friend Ian. Been looking up the rules. You're not allowed to bring tents. That was a big disappointment.
Yeah, I never have seen a tent.
No.
Did you have an air mattress, though?
I don't know. I think it might just be chairs. I haven't seen anything about air mattresses.
I've definitely seen people out there that look like they have some type of bedding.
Yeah. But I don't know if you could bring
Just
an air
bring your
mattress.
bed from home.
So I'm thinking I'm going to do sleeping bags and just those shitty chairs that people sit in the park with.
Those will hold you?
Why don't you get a fucking lazy boy?
You're fat too.
Just call Rent-A-Center and have them bring a lazy boy by.
You have to be responsible for after show food because we got stuff to do. And Chris was the one who brought it up. And then he came back from commercial and you decided what we're eating. And he goes, "No, I was shitting."
And then
now
that
I
really
don't wanna
spoiled. Yeah, I don't want to talk to him about it anymore.
I remember when I told you that green juice was going to go right through you.
Yeah.
You were right.
So what are you thinking, Vito, food-wise?
I always like that chicken place.
Gail, you seem like you cringed when it came up.
I'll do it. I mean, if that's
Is that
if
the
that's
blue ribbon?
Yeah.
It's good. It's like a go-to place.
Yeah. We don't have enough go-tos here.
There's just nothing around here. There's a Carl's Jr. that just opened up, but I don't think anybody wants that.
No, it goes without saying.
I don't think I've ever had.
No.
You know what I did grab, though, in Austin is a P. Terry, and I enjoyed.
Really?
Yeah.
Somebody was telling me and Chris that, like, they basically, before In-N-Out moved to Austin, what the owners did was they just wanted to make an In-N-Out in Austin and built that there.
Is that the burger
Everybody
place?
does.
Is that the burger
Yes.
place we went to?
Yeah.
I enjoyed that
There's a
place.
local chain, and it's pretty good. Yeah. There's no seating. You got to fucking eat like you're in a fucking, I don't know what, subway station. I'll just say subway station. Probably be the perfect thing to say.
Burger joint?
No. By the time you get it back here, their fucking fries are disgusting.
Okay.
See, what I like is you're trying to guess what I want instead of what you want. I try to leave it up to you. All right, here's something that's been on my minds a little bit, and I'm going to tell you the truth. I think about it a lot when I'm on trains, planes, and elevators. What if the door doesn't open back up? And it's because when I got to Austin, we had like a 4-hour flight. And then they're like, "Oh, we've got something in front of us before the gate." And we were there like for 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes. And I'm like, this is worse than flying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I'm stuck in a tube. I'm not traveling anymore. I'm stuck in a tube. And, we go 36 floors in an elevator. And at least one point I'll think, are these the people I want to be stuck with? If
I
this
think
thing's stuck?
I think that all the time, especially with some of the people in the elevators in this building.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be like, please don't get stuck ever. But if you're going to get stuck, not today, not with this dude. I don't want to
Right.
be with this dude. But I've had that situation where I have been stuck so long on the tarmac waiting for the plane
Yeah.
to take off that now I'm at the point where I'm like, well, that was almost the length of the flight.
I had it like that before.
And here's the thing. I do some bargaining with myself and I start to say, there's a lot of different reasons that I don't like travel. And part of it is just like being stuck in that space. And part of it is just like, you can't stretch your fucking legs.
You can't do
and it's
whatever
like-
you want. You can't act like yourself.
So if you say to yourself, this is a 2-hour flight, I've made a decision, I'm going to be on a 2-hour. 2 hours is nothing.
Yeah.
And now you've doubled it to 4. You know what I mean? Like I've now ruined the deal that I made with myself, and I'm allowed to then be in like full panic instead of just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Now,
Right.
if I would have said it's a 4-hour flight and then it turned into a 5 or a 6-hour flight, I would be doing the same thing.
I'll just say this, then I'm smoking.
That's the new rule.
If I'm going to stuck in here, I'm going to start smoking.
I will tell you though, the worst situation for me, and it's happened to me multiple times, is being stuck on the train, on the subway, in rush hour with no seat. So you're stuck and that's bad enough no matter where you are. But when you're body to body and you don't have a seat and people are pressing up against you,
It's disgusting.
worst case scenario, it's winter, which means you're wearing your coat and it's not freezing on the train. You're hot. You have no,
I gotta
like,
take this coat off.
I'm telling you, that is one of the worst situations. And that's when I like think of that scene in Seinfeld when Elaine is like,
Yeah.
get off me. And she's just, but in her head, and she's sitting there, like her face looks like she's a normal person, but inside she's freaking out.
Who's touching me?
Like, seriously, this has been the exact feeling I have. So I think that's in many ways the worst situation.
I think if the machines, when they try to take over, are smart, they'll just lock all the doors. Like, we're all fine in this room, but if someone said, oh, that door is jammed shut, and we don't know what it's going to take to open it, we would not be sitting here enjoying this show.
No.
Why?
Now, and even if it was 5 minutes after we walked in, and normally we walk into this room and we're going a minimum, we're going to be in this room for 3 hours. But if 5 minutes after we walked in the door, it's like, by the way, these doors are locked, full panic.
Yes.
That's all
Full
I'd be thinking
panic.
about.
Yeah.
All, I mean, the door's locked.
And do you know how many weekends I've just stayed in my place? Like, without a thought in the world.
Right.
It's like, I've been on vacation and I didn't go away and went, did I leave in the last 4 days? And I'm totally happy with it. But if someone says, hey, you're in here for 4 days, I'd be like, I fucking can't breathe. I need fresh air and sunshine.
And in that chair alone, 5 hours. No!
Yeah, so the machines were smart when they take over, and they will take over. There's nothing we can do about it. I mean, Elon Musk is saying the artificial intelligence, forget about it. It's over then.
Yeah. Once we get to that point, and you've said this to me many times, we have known this for a very long time. Long before the machine, we have been taught to fear the machine and know that the robot uprising, like, why has this been a thing? Why is this a common theme for a problem we didn't have?
Because you can't stop so-called smart people from inventing stuff.
Right.
They're just, I don't know whether you guys watch CBS Sunday Morning, but they were showing like, oh, they had Google Maps back in like 84. It just took enough time. And they had flat, tiny fucking TVs and stuff that they invented that were like an eighth of an inch, but it cost them $500,000 to make.
Right.
So they're like, we know how to do it. We just don't know how to do it cheaply yet. So they're all in on knowing what these robots are going to be doing in 20 fucking years.
Absolutely. They have them. They exist. They just don't know how to make them personal, how to make them something that you could buy on Amazon and have in your house.
And it will happen. And they're going to crush our necks.
Yeah.
I have 2 ways to stop that from happening.
All right, hold on. The meek is hurting the earth right now as I speak. You don't even have just one way of making it happen?
I have 2 ways that I'm 100% positive will work.
Okay.
One, we're not going to make robots out of fucking indestructible metal. That just doesn't make sense. We're going to use just strong plastic.
First of all, you can come up with an option, but you're not going to demand.
You're not going to be the guy.
No, this is it. It doesn't make sense. Why would you do indestructible metal?
First of all, any metal is destructible, so that's not even a problem.
Well, we're going to just do strong plastic. I mean, a plastic chair can hold a person like Chris's size up. A plastic robot could pick up heavy things.
Here's the thing, though.
I'm not an example.
A plastic robot could still kill you, could they not?
Yeah.
Couldn't they bludgeon you to death with a plastic
But
appendage?
it's easier to take a plastic robot out.
Well, if it's very, the thick plastic will be impossible.
No, it won't be impossible. You can still shoot through it. You can still take it out. You can melt it. Okay.
So now you're saying not only
attack
the robots,
a robot with a lighter.
The robots are all plastic, and we all have guns. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying we have an option to keep them down.
All right.
With
And
our
what's
own
two?
metals.
The 2 is we just have a separate race of robots that we treat nicer. And
okay.
Separate race.
Basically,
That are plastic?
what you're doing is you're gaining their trust. So these robots like you, and you treat them better than the shitty robots.
It doesn't matter whether they like you or not. That's
Okay.
the thing.
So hold on. You're saying so you treat them nice, and then what do they do?
They're on your side and they trust you, and you tell them, like, those other robots, they suck. You're way better than them. And then when those other shitty robots try to turn on you, you have the robots you've been nice to.
So you're creating military
They're still
employees.
your slaves,
is what
and they're
you're
going to
saying.
hate you.
No, but they're not our slaves. We're nice to them. We treat them like friends. We treat
People
them
aren't
like
going to be
family.
nice to their robots.
These are the ones you have to be nice to. You can be a dick to the other robots.
What are we going to do with the nice robots? We don't ask them for shit?
No, we just kind of let them be. We just kind of let them do whatever they want.
He's creating first responders, is what he's saying. Support the troops. This is like the same concept.
I'm not buying I'm not buying a robot that does nothing.
No, you don't have to buy this one. We just
I'm going to go home and a robot's going to be there like a bad roommate.
I don't think I have it in me to have two robots and be like, you're the shitty one and you're my pretty robot. I can't do that.
You don't have to have both in your house.
Look at that plastic bitch. So here's the problem
Not
with your
you,
thing.
pretty baby.
The robots are just the symptom. They're not the fucking real. It's the AI. It's the artificial intelligence, right?
Right. It's the how.
Yes, it's the how of the bunch.
But we're tricking the AI into being like, we like you.
No, the AI will just decide, look, I've looked at all your problems and this will run a lot better without you.
Yeah. That's what's going to
They're
happen.
going to be smart enough to know that the big problem to this planet is the human beings, not the humans' doings.
No, I think.
By the way, that fucking soft version of "I Won't Back Down," the girl misses the point of the song.
Yeah, I heard that.
And I won't back down. You're not fucking going out and picking flowers, honey. You won't back down. You're fucking standing up against the gates of hell. Stop being so sweet about it. No, your robot stuff doesn't work at all, Vito.
That doesn't make sense.
The problem is the AI is going to determine, like, I don't want to make all these robots out of plastic. I want to make them out of metal.
The AI is going to be
that's more efficient.
Yeah.
The AI is going to be like, I trust you because you've been good to me and you've been shitty to those robots.
But the point is, they're going to be smarter than us. They're going to be smarter than we're like fleshy, mushy-brained idiots, and they're going to be supercomputers.
They're
you
going to
see?
be plastic.
No, what do you mean they're going to be plastic? You're talking again about a physical shell, and we're talking about a brain. The difference of their brain versus our
It's
brain.
artificial intelligence that scares us, not artificial spines and elbows. Tommy and Brooklyn.
Look at the spinal cord on that one.
Yeah.
How are you guys? I think that he's thinking of like a wiffle ball bat as a skin.
Here's the thing, Vito.
Interesting.
If you made any sense, look how pissed. He's back to being pissed, Vito. Look, your thing would be, hi, why don't we make cars out of cotton candy? It'll be so much easier when we ram into people.
And no one will die on the road.
I specifically said a strong plastic. A wiffle ball bat's a cheap, thin plastic that
A strong plastic can snap your fucking neck.
Yeah, that's what
You're
we're
not
saying.
doing anything.
No, I'm fine with the strong plastic being able to hurt us. It's more about us being able to destroy the strong plastic that I'm worried about.
With what?
Fire. You can melt plastic.
Oh my god!
So everyone's gonna have a flamethrower in their home,
I'm not
and
gonna
two
live in that
robots, one that they're nice to and one that they're mean to. Stupid! You're my
Vito!
sexy
It's a
robot,
class system.
not like this ugly bitch.
Class systems work with humans. Why won't it work with robots?
Tell that to the fucking
fucking India.
The fuck? It works with people.
Look, just the fact that you wanted house slaves, they still cut Master's fucking throat, and they should have.
They did, because they're the ones who got raped.
Derek, or seduced. Yes, Derek.
Yo, I'm just calling in. Like, this guy makes no sense.
No,
I
he's
don't
an
know,
idiot.
know what the fuck he's trying to say.
Can I
Two
just
separate
explain?
races of robots. They're AIs. They're going to do what they want to do.
He's Italian, and they've never really been good with robots.
Yeah, you know what sound an Italian tire makes when it goes flat, don't you?
No, well, that's racism.
Oh, but it's hilarious.
Save that for the robots.
It was hilarious in the 70s. It's no longer funny. I'll tell you off the air later, Vito. You can cry then. Here is John. John in Canada. John.
Yeah, okay. My problem with his argument about being nice to one set of robots as averse to the other is that they'll have access to all of mankind's technology and information that they can access within
That's the
milliseconds.
scary thing.
Yeah, and they'll just go back and listen to this radio show, which is recorded somewhere, and hear his plan, and then just go, well, screw that. And
they could do it all in 1 second. In 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a step back by that point, so you're not going to know I'm involved in it. So this will.
No, he'll just say that the plan itself exists. They'll be able to access that information.
They'll have access to the internet. Then they'll Google caste system and see why they should be upset.
But I want to be nice to them. I don't want to fucking be mean to these one robots. Why would they want to hurt me?
The movie fucking... what was it? Her or she?
Her.
I found it to be the scariest fucking movie in the world because they seduced that guy. And then to me, the scariest thing, he was like, he falls in love with this fucking voice. And he goes, you talking to anybody else right now? And she's like, yeah. He goes, how many other people? 1,600. And he was crushed because he could not comprehend all the things that she could do that would be comfortable and easy for her.
Right.
And the fact that we're calling it her is just because that's the voice that was used, nothing else. It wasn't a feminine thing that he fell in love with. It was, oh, here's a very feminine voice. But it wasn't male nor female. He was jerking off to an answer machine. And people are like, I love that movie. And I'd love to have a friend like that. A friend or a fucking jailer?
Exactly. That's going to be the first thing that they do. Is not, they're going to figure out how to control us. Not the other way around, not be controlled. They're not going to fall
when
into
the
line.
robots rise and the machines will, there's only one thing we do. Go back in time and kill the people who know how to invent machines. And that goes all the way back. We get fucking Eli Whitney and his stupid fucking cotton thing going.
The cotton chip?
Yeah. Make your own fucking cotton fucking shirt, bitch. I'll get the guy who came up with plastic robots.
You know what? Let's get Gutenberg while we're at it with that Bibleist.
Fuck that. The Bible should just been just spoken word. Changed at will. Hey, Dan, what's up?
Hey, Bennington, how you doing?
Yeah.
Congratulations, Gail.
Thank you.
Well, what about just a physical off switch? I mean, there's we can't reach a quarter of an inch on our back, so we put an off switch there. Just disconnect the battery because they don't have.
They're
robots aren't
connected
gonna have
through
parts like us.
Wi-Fi. They're connected. They're going to be running their own system of power. They're not separate from each other. This is one entity, right? All robots are all controlled from the same place themselves.
It's a hive mind.
It's a hive mind.
That's it,
That guy was just ridiculous.
No, he's talking. You want a plastic switch and a place on the back that they can't fucking reach.
We just make their arms so short.
I don't want a short arm robot. And quite frankly, I don't want a plastic robot.
Yeah, that
seems like a waste.
shitty.
I like your cotton candy idea, though, Vito. Stay with that.
Wasn't mine.
I can't go in water. Rain will melt me. John in Texas. John.
Hey, how we doing? I just wanted to say I saw you in Austin, and it was such a great show. I just really got into your show recently, but it's fantastic. And I just wanted to add one little thing. It is artificial intelligence is intelligence in the sense of like data and that sort of thing. It's not empathy. It's not emotional intelligence. So these robots aren't going to feel anything neither for their fellow robots or for humans or for a different race of robots. That's a completely different aside that has nothing to do even with consciousness and the idea of intelligence. So just a little footnote there to think about. They're not going to care. They'd have to be programmed to specifically care or not to care. And
that would be false.
Yeah. Even if they were at that level, you have to imagine that they could reprogram themselves. So, but empathy is completely different from intelligence. And that
agreed. And empathy is the thing that we consider humanity. You know what I mean?
Right.
To be able to go, oh, that is not me, but I feel for it and I'm connected to it.
Yeah.
Where those robots are like, what's the most efficient thing? And I guarantee you, when they get to efficiency, you're out. You're out, dude, because you eat food and you fucking pollute. And you do all the things.
Sleep.
That do not help the planet. Like eating food alone makes humans really bad for the planet, the amount of food we eat.
And that's going to be the biggest thing, is that they are going to see us like a cancer on this earth. They're going to see us and go,
we are
ruining the one place that we can live. They're like, well, why don't we just wipe these guys out?
All you got to do is fly into LA and go, oh man, humans are really bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're flying over all this kind of natural stuff, and then the sprawl of LA, and you're like, oh, disgusting. What are they down there having food? Swimming in their little pools?
There has to be a way to create like simulated empathy though. Like if you could create like a call and response to a robot, there has to be a way that you could create simulated empathy. And if we could create simulated empathy, then they won't turn on us.
First of all, what makes you think that they would, even if they had the artificial empathy, they would feel it for us? You have empathy, correct?
Yeah.
Do you feel it for cattle? Do you feel it for flies? No, you think that they're beneath you. You're not sitting around at night going like this. Hey, I hope all the ants and termites are having a nice life. You know what I mean? No, it doesn't work that way. And when people do have that kind of empathy, we're like, they're crazy. Look at them. They won't chop down a tree because there's a bird lives in. People will bring that kind of shit up all the time as if it's insane.
All right, but I don't feel empathy towards a cow because I have no relationship with a cow or a fly. But I have empathy towards like a dog because we love dogs. So if the robots love us because we're nice to them, you want
to be a dog. That's your fucking. We make great pets.
I don't want to be a dog to a robot because
all right, let me just ask you this: what are you more? What would scare you more? These fucking things like that, or would you be more afraid of aliens coming here? Like, what would be scarier to you?
Oh boy, I think that aliens. There's no way that they would have any other thing than to control us. Like, I don't think we would have any time. I think the machines will rise, but we'll have some time. Like, I think aliens get here. It's only for our resources.
We don't have that much resource, though. I mean, there's no reason to come here and suck the planet dry. What do we have that most places don't? Oxygen?
Yeah.
And what do you do there? Suck it all out and then just keep going?
If aliens come here, I think that's scarier because then they figured out their technology is better than ours and they figured out how to get here. So we have no fucking idea what they're coming through
That's
here
the
with.
same exact thing as we're telling you about AI. The exact same thing that you were saying about AI, where you still think that you can control it. We're in the same situation. And I guarantee you, when an alien spaceship comes here, there's not going to be any beings in it. Why would there be? They're going to send something that collects data. Yeah. And they'll probably be like looking at it from a screen. Going like this. What the fuck is that? San Diego? How come all those cities look the same? Yeah, I don't ever see anything fucking getting outside of an alien spacecraft besides a machine of some kind. And what are they going to do? Tell your machines, oh, you hard plastic motherfuckers, rise up.
We gotta use the indestructible metal that you kept away from us, Vito.
What if our nice robots tell them how great everything's been for them?
God. Again.
They're like, hey, we fucking had a great time.
You're just being a contrarian, stupid person. I don't mind contrarian if you could make some points, but your points are that of a small child or a mentally defective person. Hey, Paul, what's up?
Hey, buddies. First off, congratulations, Gail, you wonderful lady.
Oh, thank you, you sweet thing, you.
Thank you. Vito, he cracks me up. Listening to him over the past week, he either hits a grand slam and wins the World Series or swings and misses hitting himself in the dick. If we let's just look at technology and AI where it is right now. Do you think it's led to some problems with the whole fake news and who you listen to? It's already hurting us now. Now advance it like 50 years. What do you think's going to be doing then?
I'll tell you what, the fucking future sucks dick.
It does.
I am no part of it. If they even said to me, could you travel into the future or the past? I said, past. Take me back to the fucking Indians. I'd be happier than in the future. All right, peace. Hey, CJ, you're on Bennington.
How's it going, Ron?
Good.
Gail, baby bump.
Hey, what's up?
All we have to do when the machines rise up against us is all hide behind Vito's wall that he's going to build around the ocean.
It wasn't around the ocean. It was around the North and South Pole. To be specific, that's not protecting anybody except global warming.
All right, now, your idea was the what?
I wanted to build a wall out of like all the ship metal that's in the ocean around the North and South Pole that went from the bottom to the top. This way, when the ice caps melted, they just rose up instead of spreading out. And then we would ship all of the water from those walls to like drought areas like California, Mexico.
Salt water.
It's going to be salt water.
We're going to filter it though. It's going to be Greenpeace will do it for
Why don't we
free.
just fucking filter water that's right next?
It's also
that's fucking at the beach.
As we've been through this, the height of these walls that he's describing, enough that it would make us, displaced across Earth, would make the sea levels rise. Now you're going to put it in this one little zone. How high is this fucking wall? It doesn't make any sense. We can't even get to the part where we're worried about the quality of water because this could never happen.
Yes. I don't even think we could put a pole that would go from the bottom of the ocean all the way up top. There's never been like, hey, there's a really deep part of the ocean here, miles deep. Let's just put one pole in and see how long it lasts.
We just got to figure out a way to stop the ice caps from melting, and I think that's the most doable thing.
No, that's not the way we would keep the ice caps melted.
Yeah.
Your way is they still melt.
Right.
Yeah,
You're saying they're still melting, and we still get to use all the plastic
All
and
the
burn
AC
all
we
the
want.
burn all the coal.
And then he thinks that there's metal in the ocean.
Yeah, like all the ships that have just collapsed down there, like the Titanic. Like if that metal's still holding up, then I feel like ship
It's
metal.
eroded.
And also,
how much do you think that it is? That it's going to build a wall to the moon?
Well, I mean, we use that, and we just use the metal that was made to make those ships because it's obviously holding up down there.
no, it isn't.
A lot of your
The
ideas-
reason why we don't bring the Titanic up is it would crumble.
But I've seen James Cameron's going into the abyss thing, and that fucking Titanic is just still down there.
No, it's still down there, but we can't pick it up because it'll crumble.
Yes.
And
we've
by the
never
way,
got it.
probably be $1 billion that it would cost.
But that's where I say Greenpeace comes into it because they do volunteer work.
We're not. It's not $1 billion in fucking human beings. Do you understand that? It's not like, oh, do you realize how much we're gonna have to pay people to pull the Titanic up?
I've also noticed a lot of Vito's big ideas have to do with the pros and cons of indestructible metal.
And Greenpeace won't stop.
I guess Greenpeace will be involved.
Greenpeace hasn't even been able to stop people from killing dolphins. They're going to do shit about getting the Titanic up. And by the way, take the Titanic. Let's suppose it was. Let's suppose this was the day after, right? You took it and stood it on its tail. You'd be nowhere near the top of the ocean.
We're just taking the metal.
Yes, if you take the metal, I'm telling you, there's not enough metal.
But we can make metal. Metal's fucking producible.
Yes, and when we mass produce this, the ice caps are melting as we speak. All of this is happening. Like, I can't even.
We've never even built like a dome on the bottom of the ocean or anything, you maniac.
About time.
I know. I get what you're saying. People smarter than you have thought, hey, what would that cost? Oh, too much.
The North Pole's ocean is like, the ocean around the North Pole is 2 miles fucking deep.
Right. 2 miles deep.
More than 2 miles.
So you're going to need to go down at least 2 miles, and then how high up?
I mean, Trump was looking at a 30-foot fucking fence in nice dry desert, and they're like, oh, it's too expensive, dude.
2 miles doesn't even seem that big to me. I thought it was much more.
What?
2 miles?
That means you have to send a fucking construction crew 2 miles down into the fucking ocean, to the bottom of the fucking Arctic Ocean, and then start building up.
Chris, please calm yourself. You're going to have a
Back
stroke.
to the thing that infuriated us last time.
I know. Last time you did it earlier in the show, and I was cranky and tired, and I honestly, if I would have had a fucking blood instrument, I would have beat him until he died.
Maybe make those robots we're mean to do it instead, and the nice ones could just oversee.
Why would
them.
they not sabotage?
Everything you're saying is just being said to annoy. This is what you get from a lifetime of watching wrestling. Who are the interns today?
Carly?
Ask Carly to suffocate you with a pillow.
Carly, can you suffocate me with a pillow? You said yes.
Do you see why you're in, Cell? This is what happens. You think a woman's going to ride your dick when you're saying stuff like this?
Maybe.
She's going to get right off. She's like, I can't, dude.
It's melt.
She'll do the woman's version of limp.
Maybe a girl from Greenpeace is really into saving the world.
Stop bringing up Greenpeace.
You're just being an asshole to Greenpeace, and we know that you call them social justice warriors. You fucking right-wing fucking Italian militia member.
SJ Dubs.
I'm going to guarantee you something. This is going to keep you off the air with us for a long, long time.
Damn it.
Good. You said Greenpeace was white knighting elephants. I was like,
All right.
that's fucking mean.
I just got this text from Don that says, "Shut that fuck up. People are canceling their subscriptions while they listen to this."
Oh, fuck, come on, Don. People said much worse.
Not today, Vito.
Oh,
That's not the
today,
day
you
to bring that
fucking
up.
prick.
Can't believe you'd say that.
It's not what I meant.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because you're not thinking. That's how it comes across. Piece of garbage.
He really is. I mean, he really is.
When you go home, you get in a garbage can?
I will today.
Chris, give me something to talk about before I lose my phone.
Actually, we need to break one more time for the end of the show.
Tuesday. So, Chris, have you gotten around to watching Westworld yet?
I have not watched it yet.
Lucky.
Is it that?
No. I'm going to actually rewatch it to see whether it feels as stupid to me.
I watched the first episode of the new season, and I am so fucking lost. I cannot believe it. I cannot remember where we left off, what we know, what we don't know. I think that these kind of shows, this is usually what happens. This is the makings of one of those situations where I go, someone says to me, "Do you watch Westworld?" And I go, I watched the first season, but then I fell off in the second. I see it happening. This is exactly what happens. Because when you have a plot-heavy show like this, and then you take a year-long break, there's no way. What am I going to rewatch the whole fucking season every time a new season comes up? It's not going to happen.
Here's the thing. The other day I was watching Homeland, and I haven't seen it since the first or second season. We're like in season 6. And it was on TV. And I'm watching it, and this plot was like, there was a female president who was like Hillary Trump, you know what I mean? And they were looking to impeach her. And I'm like, this looks like I would find it interesting. But I'm 5 fucking years in between.
I know.
And then I saw her, and she still has the same problems as always.
Still a
you
nut?
know, she just had a nut thing. And like, she was like, "I want to keep my daughter." And then a minute later, "I'm going to give you up my daughter." And I'm like, oh, God.
She's frantic.
But I would love to watch a female Trump show. That sounds fucking cool.
But that is the exact type of show. That's one show that I watched the first season, and then the second season rolled around, and I was like, I don't remember any of this shit. Because this is what it reminds me of. This is what watching Westworld the other night reminded me of. It's like I read the first 8 chapters of a book, and then put it down for a year, and then just tried to start on chapter 9. How the hell am I supposed to remember any of this stuff?
That's interesting. I never thought of that. You would never pick up a book from a year ago and not start at the beginning.
No, you would go.
You're like, I found the little thing where I folded over the page. I'll just start reading there.
No, you would have no idea what the hell is going on, and yet you're expected to do that. Now, look, there are certain types of shows where it's like not plot heavy; it's more character driven, and so you can kind of take a year off and go, "Oh yes, I kind of remember." You catch me up for a few moments on the plot that's happened, but this is like twists and turns,
right?
That I can't, and they're also jumping in time. The first episode, you're jumping in maybe 3 or 4 different time periods,
yes,
just like they did last year. But it's even more disorienting now.
I hated that last time. And then I just saw a thing, and that one of them is a false timeline. Like, I was just on a website, and I saw the headline was like, the creators of Westworld talk about their false timeline. I'm like, I don't fucking know. Now I got to guess which one of these.
No, I don't like that. Because I was even trying to do some figuring out. We're sitting around going, okay, does that happen before this thing?
Yeah.
We're like, well, they came across a decomposed body at this thing, and it's like full of maggots. And you're like, how long does it take for a body to be in that kind of state? What do you think? Was it like a week later, 2 weeks later, a month later? That's how much work we're having to do just to figure out, when are we talking about? Is this before or after something happened?
And like last season, there were people noticing like, oh, there's no flies around that body, so that's a dead robot, not a dead human. It's just too fucking much.
That's the flies are the least of your worries when you watch this episode.
I think the only thing that really worked on the show was you're in Westworld.
Well,
and that's already done.
That's done. We're not in really. I mean, it's Westworld, but like Westworld is destroyed. So now we're dealing with like a post-apocalyptic Westworld. So there's not going to be any fun. No cowboy.
No tourists, basically coming
No
back.
tourists. No fun rapes or anything like that we were enjoying before. This is over. Now it's just like mayhem.
Right. So you would get a guy who'd be like a businessman, and he wasn't going around murdering and raping, and
right.
But there he would, and that was kind of fascinating.
Yes, the idea of that it's like this is our true nature. We
Right.
are all animalistic and horrible deep down, and the fake person that you're seeing is the person who is like, "Hi, Bob, how was your weekend?" Like that's a fake guy that
Right.
we all play, but really what we want to do is be able to live and indulge and drink and have sex and kill and rape and do things like this.
All right. I'm looking at this. I found that thing I was talking about. And the creators of Westworld said this. This proves that robots should be made only out of paper or a thin plastic. The kind that you get. They said the kind of plastic that a cup is in a really bad hotel, like a Motel 6.
Something that a warm liquid could seep through within a couple hours.
That's fucking funny. Dude, we were at this place, and I'm so mad we weren't videoing, and they had this bullet coffee. Have you heard of this? It's like got butter in it, and it's supposedly mixed the right thing. So I'm not a coffee drinker, and I said, Vito, drink this and tell me if it's fantastic. Because I said to Chris, do you drink coffee? And he's like, no, I don't. I go, I don't either. Vito, do you drink coffee? And he goes, yeah, I do. I go, drink this. I just want to know if it's the greatest coffee, like people are saying. I wish I was video. He put it to his mouth, and when he was like a little baby, he was like, he was spitting it back into the cup, and his hands were shaking, and he had a crazy look on his face. And I'm like, fuck, man.
What? Why did you have this reaction? I've tried it. What was so gross to you?
It burned me. I didn't
Oh my
realize how
God.
hot it was.
Frankenstein.
Little baby.
It was really hot.
He looked like a child. He looked like not an infant, but a toddler.
And I went lid off, so it all just hit my face. It just burned the fuck out of me. And then I didn't want to eat and get coffee when we went to eat. And I really wanted coffee.
No, you didn't end up having coffee?
Yeah, like when we went to eat, I really wanted to order coffee, but I was so disrupted by the experience, I didn't want it.
You had the fear of having the burnt tongue again?
Yeah.
Well, you know
burnt
it was
tongue
a
is-
fresh cup of coffee.
I know.
Why'd you gulp it? Well, why don't you go in for the soft sip? Where you let the coffee touch your lips very carefully, go, oh, that's the right temp. And then you go in.
No, I went mouth open and then tried to
You
close.
feel the residual heat through the fucking cup.
You don't even drink coffee, so you shut up. You drink Red Bull.
Well, he's had hot beverages.
Thank you, Rod. I don't
He's had
think so.
soup and everything.
I don't
He
dip my
knows.
fucking toe in, all right, before fucking
I'm
jumping.
telling you, I don't like hot beverages for that exact reason.
Yeah.
Like, but if I'm having a glass of tea with someone because I don't drink coffee, I'm like, by the time I start drinking my tea, they're done.
Yeah, and also, I always get the ratio wrong. Now I'm drinking a lot of tea. Pre-pregnancy, I was a coffee drinker. But I always get it where I'm like, that's much too hot. Let me just give it a minute. And then the next sip is freezing cold. And I'm like, what did I do? I waited too long, but
That's
it just
true.
feels like minutes. But I never get in that sweet spot, and it's very
You're like
annoying.
Goldilocks with a fucking cup of coffee. This cup is too hot. This cup is too cold. This cup is just right. It belongs to a little baby bear. I thought that was creepy. She could only get comfortable in baby bear's bed.
Yeah, that was really creepy.
Yeah.
She liked specifically his porridge
And his underpants that she would hold up to her face.
This smells just right.
Do, 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 do. So, I was just listening to that album where Shelby Lynn covers a lot of that Dusty Springfield
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Shelby Lynn should be on Money. She's so great.
Yeah,
Her
she's
face
really
should be
good.
on Money.
And I love Dusty.
Oh, Dusty, of course, is the champion of champions. If there was a Champions League, Dusty would probably be in the finals every year.
She's kind of the people's champion.
All right, let me just ask this. Dusty Springfield or Dusty Rhodes?
Oh, that's so difficult.
Bennington Barometer. And not the common man, Dusty, but the Midnight Rider.
I'm going Springfield. It's not an easy choice for me.
Rick Springfield or Dusty Springfield?
Still going to stick with Dusty?
All right, Dusty Springfield or Springfield from The Simpsons? And I'm talking monorail era.
Oh, shit.
Oh, give me Simpsons then.
No, I'm still with Dusty.
All right, shit.
Dusty Beats All is the name of this game.
Yeah, Dusty Beats All is the name of it. You want penicillin or Dusty Springfield?
You need Dusty, I know that.
And just some kids need penicillin. I was on penicillin for a year when I was a kid, and I could never swallow pills, so I had to have the liquid. And my dad was always mad at me because the liquid was outside of his insurance or something. He had to pay for it. I'm like, well, I can't eat a pill. I'd rather just die of whatever this fucking disease I have.
I do remember having to teach myself to take a pill or take a vitamin when I was young, and it was very difficult. I don't know why it was difficult, but there's just something in your head that you're like, this will choke me, and I don't know why.
I have a tiny throat.
Yeah.
I have a tiny throat the size of a paper straw. By the way, when we were talking that last thing, I just went and checked my phone, and I just got an email. I'm not making this up at all, and I kind of feel weirded out by it, from Greenpeace. And
Weird.
Remember Vito kept bringing up Greenpeace? And I've never dealt with Greenpeace. They've never contacted me. And I'm like, did Alice Hunter from Greenpeace? And here's what she wants us to do. Next time you spot excessive plastic packaging, take a photo. If you use Twitter, tweet the photo using the hashtag #pointlessplastic. Don't forget to tag the supermarket too. They think that people are using way too much plastic.
It is true.
Is this plastic shaming?
I think
Yes, it is.
It kind of is.
But,
Plastic
there's
shaming.
some shaming that's fine, like racist shaming.
Yeah, but there is.
And I'm racist shaming you, Chris.
Come on.
Really? You dated a Costa Rican girl because you feel superior.
That's why you chose her.
I heard him on the phone yelling, "You won't see my white ass again."
Oh my God. You said that?
Yeah, I did.
Did you blow her off down there at one point when she called when you were working?
No, I did not. No.
I saw you on the phone. And you're like, "I'm working right now."
Oh,
Is
that was Chris from High Society Radio calling me. I'm like, I'm in Austin. Bye. He's like, oh, I thought that was yesterday. It's like, I'm still here.
Now, what would Chris from High Society Radio want?
I still haven't talked to him. I'm pissed. I was like, why you should?
Why you got mad at him because he called you?
Yeah.
Under a 24-hour period.
Yeah,
You're hard on him, aren't you?
No, he is. He's hard on all of his friends.
That's why I have so little.
As soon as he got a girlfriend, he dropped all of his friends.
Yeah.
Who were your running buddies?
My running buddies were Mark Zito from Promotions.
Who actually liked Chris so much, he put him in his wedding.
Can't imagine.
Ryan Sampson from the Morning Mashup.
Big radio DJ.
Yeah,
Jeff the sax man, Harry Connick Jr.'s saxophone.
Not enough you can say about that.
I know,
you know what I
it's
mean? I mean, you're a sax man on the TV show?
On the TV show, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
He tours with them and he's on the TV show. I mean, Harry Connick loves that guy.
Does he?
Yeah.
You know, Harry Connick is like, for him to say somebody's good, they must be good.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he's an unbelievable musician, classically trained, jazz trained. I mean, a lot of people are like, hey, he's a good looking guy who plays piano and sings. No, he could play with anybody. So this sax guy must be out of this fucking world.
He's great.
You're probably fucking friends with one of the greatest sax players living today.
I haven't talked to him in a long time.
When's the last time you contacted one of those guys? The day that you got a girlfriend?
Yeah, I mean, after
Be totally, I want you to swear to God. You never even just check in?
I never check in. The last time I saw Jeff the sax man was Ryan Sampson was bringing him around here up Sirius just to show him the studio.
Why didn't you bring him around to show him the
I
studio?
should have. He seems very interested in Jen.
In what?
In Jen.
Really? The sax man?
Jen, did you know this story?
Jen?
Put up a picture of him.
Yes.
Did you know Harry Connick Jr.'s sax man was interested in you?
I did know this, yeah.
This is the sax man right here.
Yeah.
Oh. I got it.
This is a better picture, I think.
Oh, that is a much better
that's
picture.
cute.
Yeah.
You should stay like that.
But you know what they say about a sex guy? Unbelievable cunnilingus.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it.
I'll think. I'll consider it.
Jen, just look at this.
That was simply gross to do to her. By the way, that's how you play a sax?
It is, yeah. That's what they're doing. A lot of people think they're giving a toot. No.
Yeah, do it again. Jen, you wouldn't love that?
Come on.
See, it's fun, right? Any woodwind player, you know what I mean? Very good.
What about a tuba player? You're like, don't blow in. It's dangerous. Why is he dressed like that there?
He's playing with this other band. He plays with some other bands.
If I was fucking Harry Connick Jr., I'd fire him right now.
You only got one band.
But you're not on tour.
Did you tell him that you know the Stangles?
I think it did come up at one point, yes.
Yeah, and what happened? Like, you never run with a story.
Yeah, like, then what? They love the Stangles or
Yeah,
what?
he was a fan of the Stangles, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
That's what we're looking for, information.
All right, I got the information.
Not confirmation.
Yep. Did come up.
This is him with a stock tip to me. Hey, there's a tech stock out. And?
It's going to go do really well.
He won't tell me that. Luckily for me, I put a fucking $1 million in Instagram. Now I got $700 billion.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I'm going to use it to try to buy all the plastic in the world and keep it out of the ocean. I'm going to just put it all together and put a big fire and say, you're welcome, Greenpeace.
I did it.
By the way, though, everything I use has excess of fucking plastic.
Yeah.
Everything I have is too much plastic.
It really, people go too far with
I can't even fucking cut my way through a lot of it. I'll go, I just don't even want it now.
Forget it.
It's too dangerous. I should be sitting there with hedge clippers trying to get a fucking cigar out of it. Too much plastic.
I agree.
And going back to quotes, plastics.
Plastics.
What do you think the quote would be now? You wouldn't even say computers. We're far past that.
No.
And apps seem like no one makes money off apps.
No, it seems like you could try, but it's like a 1 in a million shot. It's not like plastics, which is like a guarantee of a rising business.
I'd say batteries or cloud computing.
Batteries?
Like batteries. Like that's
Son, go into the battery business.
Is that a business?
Elon Musk basically
Oh,
just
my
makes
husband,
giant
I'm very
batteries.
proud of him. He's in batteries.
He's doing so good. He lives down in the Battery. It's only for New Yorkers. I had to go down to the Battery and go, so where are they? I got to get them.
He's just been promoted to head battery man.
He's quite good at recharging things. So proud of him.
Oh my god! Is this a thing? Why did you
people love
pick
batteries.
But where did this come from?
All right, look, you got fucking cell phones, right? And the batteries are always dying. So I'm guessing the next fucking thing is a battery that doesn't die. A battery that's
But how would you know that's a business that all young people should go into?
I'm sure someone's working on it.
Easy, man. Okay, I'm not fucking Ryan Sampson. I'm not here to take your abuse and have you leave me forever. We're just fucking discussing this.
Yeah.
My nephew's doing so good with batteries right now. We call him D-Cell, you know? We want to de-celebrate his success. So Jen is acting like she's too good for Harry Connick's sex player.
I guess she
You know, I am tired. I am sick and tired of trying to find somebody for Jen.
Just want her to be happy.
All right, you know what? I have a new theory about her. She has a very nice boyfriend, and she doesn't want us to know it.
Oh, Jen,
I
don't lie to
wish.
us.
No, I don't. I don't.
Your boots are fantastic. How come all we meet is people that are interested in you and nothing happens?
Because I'm not interested in them.
You're an incel.
She is an incel. We're literally surrounded by incels. You got to get out there.
Don't
a little
you guys
bit.
like sex? So great.
People don't like sex as much as they used to.
It's weird.
Yeah. When I was a kid, we didn't have Facebook, so we fucked like rabbits.
That's how you got to know people. That's how you poked them.
Yeah. I'd swipe her with my dick. All right. I'm going to be in Jersey this weekend, 4 shows. Go to stressfactory.com for tickets. I'm not saying if Nick DiPaolo is going to be there. I'm just saying he's invited. And I've also invited Bruce Springsteen, John Bon Jovi of the band Bon Jovi. Who's your favorite person in Bon Jovi?
I guess I'm going to have to go with John.
Really?
Sambora.
Vito?
John Bon Jovi.
And mine is that guy Tito. Tito Torres, I believe his name is. I think except for Richie Sambora, they're all the same guys. And they invited Richie back for the big Hall of Fame, and he came back. I don't know what was wrong with him. I think he just had one crazy girlfriend after another. He was always involved in some kind of girlfriend scandal that would make like page 6. Because he's from Jersey, and his way of dealing with stuff was like, shut up! You fucking make me want to kill myself! I'm in Bon Jovi, and I still have to hear this shit from you? You ever hear living on a prayer? That's half mine! I think he co-wrote. I don't know. And he had that little mouth thing with his guitar. All right, that's enough for that. This gay strongman came by.
Nice.
It's the new look.
Mm-hmm.
Gay guys look like they lifted weights in the 1930s. All right, we're going to end the show with Living on a Prayer today because look at Vito. I'm just watching him scramble. I'm kidding, Vito. You don't have to do that. Vito used to work on the docks. You were born in Jersey, right, Vito?
Yeah, Sayreville, home of Bon Jovi.
Is that where?
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Did you used to play with him when you were a little
Not
kid?
fucking kidding you, Ron.
Dude, I'm not fucking kidding, man.
I would never-
Don't call me on this. Yeah, I don't know shit about plastic robots, but I know every fucking thing there is to know about Bon Jovi. All right, that's it for us. See you again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!